Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm so glad you could join me today, because I think today's stream is gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a nice little time. Uh, I see everyone had a very mixed. There's very mixed reactions to 2023. 2023 was one of the most mentally bending until I broke years I've ever went through. 2023 was pretty good for me. I loved this year. I hated this year. Seems like there. Yeah, I mean, and that's to be expected. I hate this year. I'm glad it's over. It's that's to be expected. Everyone has different experiences, but we all made it through it. We all didn't die, and at the end of the day, 2024 is just a continuation. There'll be nothing different about it. I'm sorry, I sneezed. Because time is a human construct, and realistically speaking, there's no difference between 2023 and 2024. They're both just part of time. But anyway, that being said, I'm now going to be a total hypocrite by celebrating 2023, because 2023 was a really interesting year for me, a really good year for me. And a big part of that was the fact that all of you have liked the stream. That really made my year. Honestly, that really made my year. Get Luna on stream. You might be able to see her. Luna! Luna! Look at the... Hi. Hello. People were asking about you. She's been sitting in the skeleton's lap a lot lately. She really likes sitting in the skeleton's lap. So let me first of all say hello to everybody. Hey, Devil G and Smiling Ghost and Green and Skippy and Green again, but a different Green, and Ninja and Ramu and Microwave is here. And Bill, I'm so glad to see all you here. What's up, fan artist? And Ziva. And did I skip somebody? I swear. Randomize. Sorry. I didn't say randomize. Hey, what's going on? My apologies for skipping over you. I did not mean to do that. Exposed Valley, Siha. Have you read it? You have Poon Poon? No, I haven't. Never heard of it. Don't know anything about it. See, that's me being sarcastic, because they've been telling me to make a video on it every day for like the entire year on my server. Everything Enthusiast 2023 was wild. Green and Green. I'm sorry, not everybody had the best 2023s, but again, I think the important part is that we all grew as people, we all advanced in our lives, we all are where's Luna? Hello? I just showed her like a minute ago. You weren't paying attention. Just got done reading chapter 1 of Don. What'd you think? I reverted, but thanks. Have you read One Piece? No, I don't know anything about it. That one's completely unknown to me. I never heard of it. So I wanted to do a stream that I've never done before. This is a new thing. I wanted to do a stream kind of talking about the year, talking about things that happened, talking about the major events, talking about games I played, anime and manga I read, events that happened. I just kind of want to talk about everything, because it's been a really interesting year for the channel. It's been a really interesting year for me personally. It's been a really interesting year. There were high points, there were low points, but generally this year has been really, really good for me. And I kind of just want to talk about it, celebrate it, chat about it, and just talk about it a bit. You read Hellboy? No, I haven't. I've watched Hellboy movies. Need to take a shower, but I have an insider look at a gimmick with the stream, and I'm just waiting to see how it works. I don't know how to feel about this year. Like, it wasn't especially bad, but I also did none of the things I was planning to do this year. I didn't start anything and just went full NPC for most of it. It's just kind of a break year. It's not a big deal. It's not that bad. 2023 was the year I discovered Captain Mack. 2023 was the year a lot of people discovered Captain Mack, because my channel is 5 times larger than it was at the beginning of the year. The localizer controversy and the AI translators? No, I haven't. Demons of the Shadow Realm? Nope, don't know anything about it. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3. So this year started off very interesting for me, because almost right at New Year. Sorry, I didn't mean to break the camera. Almost right at New Year, but not quite. On January 6th, I started a new job After 6 years of working in retail at World Market and Whole Foods, I got out of it and I started working at a company where I'm a purchaser for mostly dried fruit. I purchase a lot of things, but dried fruit's like the main thing I buy, which was really interesting. I did not expect to get the job, to be honest, when I went to the interview, because I had been a buyer for Whole Foods, which was like retail buying, and this was like distributor buying. You know, this is like big boy buying. This is vendor relationships. This is product knowledge. This is like, you know, a lot of financial talk. It was a big step up, but clearly the people I interviewed with had a lot of faith in my ability to learn the job, so they hired me. And so I started that job almost right away at the beginning of the year. And that has been a serious upgrade in my life, in my happiness, and just in general. You know, my job isn't perfect. There are things I don't like about it, but moving from retail to a job where I have autonomy, where I can work from home some days, where I am respected and I have a lot of responsibility, and there's a lot of things that I do, it's made a very large difference, made a huge difference. And the prunes, people bring up the prunes. Prunes was one of my big projects throughout the year, and it actually started not long after I started working there. I swear it was like February that I first started having problems with prunes. Is retail soul crushing, as they say? It was fine for a few years. For like 4 years, I'd say I was like, okay, I didn't hate retail. I didn't love it. I definitely didn't love it, but I didn't hate working in retail. I was just kind of like, eh. I felt like I could keep doing it if I needed to, but I didn't want to keep doing it. But then like year 5 and 6 came around, and I was just so done with everything, and I was so tired. And especially at my last retail job, I was working at Whole Foods, and I had been working at Whole Foods I worked at Whole Foods for 3 years total, but the store I was working at, so I started at Whole Foods at a job in Michigan, and then I moved to Oregon and I started a similar position at a different Whole Foods. So I transferred to a different Whole Foods, and the new one was much lower volume, and as a buyer, the less volume there is to buy, the less you have to do. And I was basically just bored constantly. But I wasn't going to pick up the slack anywhere else because, like, fuck, I'm not going to make salads. I worked in the prep foods and bakery department. I'm not going to make salads. I'm not going to pack croissants. I couldn't be bothered to do any of that crap. So I just I spent most of my day figuring out ways to waste my time, which is a very boring way to live. You know, it really sucks. It really sucks. It really sucks to just spend most of your time wasting it. Hope you had a great Christmas, everyone. Also, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Frank Alon, and thank you very much for the five buckies, the €5 I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. You should watch the travel vlog if you haven't. And yeah, Green brought up that in the travel vlog, I was celebrating getting 100K views on something. Yeah, it's crazy how much the channel is growing this year, and we'll definitely talk about that. So I hated working at my last retail job, and I was so ready to get out of it. And the new job has been so refreshing and so different and so much better. My quality of life is much better as a result of it. Not only because of, from a financial perspective, I'm making more money and I have better benefits, but from the perspective of it just feels better working at a job where you aren't worked constantly, where you're just trusted to do your job and people aren't checking in on you constantly, where you don't have to pretend to be busy, because if you're not busy, you can just tell them I don't have much to do today and no one fucking cares, because all they care about is that the job gets done. We're going to hit 100K sub mark in 2024. That's the goal. That's the goal. And speaking of goals, so at the beginning of the year, the channel I was at, I believe, 11.7 thousand subscribers, and I set a goal that I thought was pretty ambitious. I wanted to hit 25,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That was my goal. I was like, I'll double the growth and then some. I'll double the subscriber base and then some. I'll hit 25,000 subscribers this year. That was my goal at the beginning of this year, and I hit that in May, which was pretty nuts. That's how the bakery is. Just do your task, and if you finish, you can just head out. It's so liberating to work that way. It really is. It really, really is. Say this was a W year. I decided to become a manga artist as a career path, and I was inspired by watching your manga analysis videos, so I have you to thank, Mac. That is so fucking cool. That is amazing. That is so awesome of you to say. And I wish you the best of luck. That's super cool. I love to hear that. I do enjoy working from home and not being micromanaged. There are days where I actually just play video games all day because I don't have anything to do. Hey, if you're working from home and your work is done, why not hop on a little video game, huh? I think we all do it a little bit. I goals reach X amount of people on Twitter, but now that it's dying, I don't know what I will do as a goal. It depresses me. Well, if you miss your goals, I wouldn't say it's a reason to get down. It's a reason to reevaluate your approach and decide, okay, something isn't working here, and what can I do differently to make sure I hit it? You know, you have opportunity. Don't think of it as a failure. Think of it as opportunity. I started watching your videos this year. I think this month, actually. The first video I watched from you was your Demon Slayer video. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. It seems like you did since you're here, and I really appreciate that. I haven't listened to Momo yet. Sorry, Aaron. But thank you for the reminder. Keep reminding me, because I was just thinking the other day that someone wanted me to listen to some song, and I couldn't remember what it was. So the more you remind me, the more likely I am to remember it. If your work is done, you're done working. Yeah, it's perfect. You know you're becoming successful when people make videos to hate on your videos. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll bring that up for a second. So there is somebody who made a video on my Demon Slayer video, and I haven't watched it because from what I understand, this guy's just an idiot from what other people have told me. I clicked on it for a little bit and I just clicked off. But I just was tempted to leave a comment because he used the wrong form of "it's" in his thumbnail. It's in common. It's you need an apostrophe in there, brother. It's the wrong form of "it's." So I was very tempted to go in there and just leave a comment with "it's" asterisk and just leave. But yeah, you know you made when people start making 2-part 50-minute videos angry about you. Mac taught me how to make a good power system from the Demon Slayer video. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. I appreciate that. Just finished Let's Talk a video as I finished all my work. Great vids, man. I appreciate that. Nothing. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you liked it. I have not watched On a Girlfriend's YouTube beef era. Let us create a law that after work is done, you can leave your job for the day and go home. That'd be nice. Is One Piece anime remake a good idea? Absolutely. Absolutely. Assuming, I really hope it's going to be a good adaptation, but absolutely. So that was the beginning of the year already was strong, right? The beginning of the year for me was already very strong. It was already like a good start to the year. I was starting a new job. I was in the middle of writing a script for this one video. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It was kind of one of my lesser known videos. I was making a video about Vinland Saga. I was still writing the script for that when I started my new job. I started that video in like November, I want to say. And I was still writing it by the time I started my new job in January. I think I filmed sometime in January, I want to say. Probably mid to late January, I actually filmed that video. Get suppressed, Bill. By the way, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, I'd really appreciate it. So let's talk video games. We're going to go back and we're going to talk about some of the streams I did this year, some of the games I played this year too. And I don't know what the first stream this year was. It might have been Played Up in Rockets or Super Hard, which was a stream I did with Green. December 24th. No, not quite. That was still 2022. Let's say the hole in Makima's feet. December 31st, this was almost the first stream of the year, but it was Stalker, actually. Did we start the year with Stalker? January 4th. Okay, first stream of the year was Stalker Call of Pripyat. Got 10 million subscribers and became the king of anime content. What the hell am I talking about? Hang on. I need to hear this because I think this might have been related to my New Year's resolution. I haven't finished the Ragnarok DLC. What's up? Happy New Year. Welcome back to Captain Mack in 2023. This year is my year. When they look back 10 years from now, in 2033, they're going to look back and say, man, 2023, that really was Captain Mack's year. It's the year that he got 10 million subscribers and became the king of anime content, which eventually led to him being direct friends with Oda Eiichiro and them chilling out and talking about One Piece. And then Mack got a character in One Piece because Eiichiro liked him so much. And he had the cringe devil fruit and was one of the most powerful enemies in the manga, and really turned the tide of how that manga went. That's what 2023 is going to be.
Okay, and part of this was true.
What's up, Kavas? What's up, Double?
All right. Hang on. So, first of all, my hair does look much nicer now. It's weird. I thought my hair had like stopped growing, but it definitely got longer this year, for sure. And I also got better at styling it. It's not really an old hairstyle as much as it is I got better at doing the current hairstyle. So I did grow a ton, and I've been joking this whole time that I'm personal friends with Oda because they announced the remake right after my video. And here in this, I was joking about Oda and I becoming personal friends, and that's really fucking funny. Oh, man. It's a good video. I'd watched Just Stop's video on Demon Slayer before, so I knew Demon Slayer had some problems, but goddamn, you went all in. It also helped me with my own writing. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. Oh, that was really funny. What's your contact with the future devil? So nice to see your personal friends. Friendship manifested in a remake. So yeah, the year started interesting from a video game perspective. I started playing Stalker Call of Pripyat because Bill bought it for me and coerced me into playing it on stream. And Stalker actually ended up being one of my favorite games that I played this year. Maybe my favorite game that I played this year. I don't know. I'll have to look at all the other games I played this year. But Stalker was legit like one of my favorite games that I played this year. Stalker Call of Pripyat was a really fun game.
Where is that? Wow, there's a lot.
It's got this great, super open-ended approach to the open world design where you just have like a list of things you can do and you can go out and do them however you want. I'm not playing Red Dead 2. I hate Red Dead 2. I'm sorry, Aaron. I saw you talking about it. I have played Red Dead 2. I hate it. I don't like that game. Was that this year that I was playing Red Dead 2? Or was that a couple years ago at this point? Man, time flies. Okay, it must have been a couple years ago at this point. It's been a bit. I did stream Red Dead 2. Here it is. But I hated it. What? You hate it? I hate the way that game plays. I don't care about the story because the game is so boring to play. The open world aspects of the game are really well done. The open world aspects of the game, like I enjoyed being in the open world, but the game constantly tries to pull you out of it by forcing you into these linear ass hold your hand tutorial every 5 seconds story missions that are just not fun to play at all. And I can't get attached to a story if I don't care about the gameplay. And I hated the way game played. I hated controlling Arthur Morgan. He feels so goddamn slow. He doesn't respond to half your inputs. I hated it. I don't like Red Dead 2. I'm never playing it again. I've tried playing it twice, maybe 3 times now. Tired of it. I can't believe how few of you know about this. I always talk about how much I hate Red Dead 2. Saw comments that either went for your haircut or said elbows ratio and other stuff like that. There's not a lot of comments on the Demon Slayer video that are able to legitimately counter my arguments. It's mostly just people being rude. Love you long analysis video. They're fucking amazing. Great job. Well, thank you, Devin. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. That's so kind of you. Did you give it a fair chance? How many hours have I played Red Dead 2? It's a good amount. I have definitely given it more than a fair chance. I think I finally uninstalled it. Yeah, I did because I needed space on my SSD. I put 20 hours into Red Dead 2. I think I've given it more than a fair chance. If the game needs 25 hours to get good, then it isn't a good game. Sorry. Don't know what to tell you. You got to remember this. The stream isn't gaming focused, so it has broader appeal and your channel has exploded. That's true. Still a masterpiece just for story alone. I'm sure it has a great story, but video games aren't about stories for me. They're about gameplay. This is my, you can quote me on this. This is my like mantra when it comes to video games. A game with garbage writing doesn't like ruin a fun game. Garbage writing doesn't ruin a fun game, but good writing doesn't fix a bad game. Writing is like one of the least important things to me when it comes to a video game. Entertainment, fun, that comes first and foremost. If the game isn't fun, then I don't give a damn about its story. And Red Dead 2 is not fun. Kid Code 69 hours in, trust me. You'll change. Watch my world in 10 years. Watch my words in 10 years time. You'll think of me in Red Dead 2. I'm never installing it again. It's like 150 gigabytes, and every time I play it, I hate it. So I'm never trying it again. I've given it its fair chance. The game isn't fun. Why bother? Love your Chainsaw Man analysis. I began watching it in hopes to learn more about my own writing regarding my manuscript to a webtoon, but ended up buying all the Chainsaw Man mangas. That's really cool. I'm glad to hear it. We just same for The Last of Us. I've never played The Last of Us because it's a story-focused game. I'm not particularly interested in it because I already know the story. So, pay you $1,000, would you finish it? No, I would not. Borderlands 3 bad story, really good gameplay, Last of Us shit game. Yeah, I loved Borderlands 3, hated the writing, but the game is fun as hell. That's all I really care about. If the game is fun as hell, but the story sucks, I can live with that. My favorite game is Monster Hunter World, crap story. Dark Souls 3, story is in the background. It's a good story, but it's in the background. Story is just not important to me in video games. I'm there for the gameplay. Just like you, kid, a lost soul with too much pride. No, I have made my decision. I am well aware of how I feel about video games. There is a rare few exceptions of video games where the story is like the part that I play for. Like God of War is like it. God of War, I love the gameplay too, which is why I'm able to get invested in that story. But I do get excited about God of War primarily for the story, and it is like the one game that's true for. Discovered your channel yesterday. I'm from Brazil and spent 12 hours listening to you. It's just so much good quality, great editing, funny, interesting. My God, the Portuguese Brazil. I don't know how to read that, but thank you, Pedro. That's so kind. You're so sweet. I really appreciate that. But anyway, this isn't a Red Dead 2 stream. Let's talk about games I actually played this year. Which God of War? The new ones. I haven't played the original trilogy. I tried to play them, but I couldn't get into it. So we played Stalker this year, and Stalker is very different from Red Dead 2 in terms of being like an open world experience. The game just lets you loose on the world, and you are able to figure out what you want to do and how you want to do it. There's a million ways to approach every situation. You can decide how you want to handle things, and it's great. It's a very free-form game with a lot of chaos and a lot of random crap happening, and I loved it. I loved Stalker so much. It was one of my favorite games I played this year. What game are you talking? Oh, I already read that. I'm playing Stalker at the moment, and oh my God, I'm so hyped. It's great. It's really fun. I have not played Alan Wake 2. I haven't played Alan Wake 1, so I want to play that first. So Stalker ended up being a pretty good pick from Bill. Bill actually has pretty good picks in general. The games I played on his suggestion or because he coerced me to have actually been pretty good in general. But Stalker was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing it. We also finished. We didn't start God of War Ragnarok this year, but I did finish God of War this year. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, that's cring. That's cring as heck. So I did finish God of War Ragnarok this year, and God of War Ragnarok was an excellent entry into this new era of God of War. Should also play Control before Alan Wake 2. Didn't come out after Alan Wake 2 or Alan Wake, before Alan Wake 2. So like Alan Wake, Control, then Alan Wake 2. I have Control. I just never played it. Like my cock and balls. It's magnificent that I can click on any section of any one of my own live streams, and there's a good chance I'm talking about cock and balls. That's magnificent. I'm really proud of that personally. That's really fantastic. Lords of the Fallen. Was this right after the gameplay trailer released? Or was I making fun of it? I might have just been making fun of it. New trailer dropped. The Lords of the Fallen. Didn't they just change it wholesale to Lords of the Fallen? Didn't they just say, like, no, it is Lords of the Fallen now? Yeah, it's just, they got rid of the. So stupid, man. And it still ended up being, it still ended up being just crap. It was mid, from what I understand. I haven't played it myself. You played Bloodborne next year. I played Bloodborne like 2 or 3 years ago, so I'm not going to play it again on stream. But the VODs are there if you want to watch them on the VOD channel. By the way, guys, we're going to be looking at the VOD channel a lot today. So if you're interested in watching any of my stream VODs for any games, the VOD channel is linked in the description. Who is this handsome man in the right corner of the screen? Yeah, I don't know. People who aren't liking the stream are committing cringe right now. True. Real. Started Cuphead in April and I still haven't killed Baroness von Bonbon. This game is so fucking tweaking. I played Cuphead like once. The game was most disappointing for me, Defo Baldur's Gate. That's surprising since so many people liked it. I don't know. We'll get to that. I can't remember every game I played this year. I played a lot of games. We started off really strong with God of War Ragnarok and Stalker Call of Pripyat. I think those are some really strong games. I really enjoyed both of those games. Started accepting compliments more this year. I didn't have a choice. Would you not play a game if it is generally regarded as bad? I do generally try to let my own experience determine my opinion of a game, but I do rely on like Steam reviews to decide if I want to play a game. And actually, sometimes a game being bad is exactly why I decided to play it. Because sometimes I just enjoy playing bad games. But oh, you know what? Starfield. Starfield was the most disappointing game I played this year. I had no hype for it, and it still let me down. Was your response to Beam's death on the 5 stages of grief in a span of 10 minutes? I was upset. I'm still hoping my boy will come back. I have not played Baldur's Gate 3 yet. I want to, but I haven't had the time yet. I appreciate it and what the devs did, but it's just not my type of game. I gave it 40 hours, but it just didn't get me. Hey, fair enough. Not every game is for everybody. I guess we did. I think this was the last co-op Elden Ring stream. We didn't finish the game. Green kind of lost interest in Elden Ring, unfortunately, but Green and my
even if you had all the days anyway, so
co-op Elden Ring stream was a lot of fun.
I think that's kind of.
I look back on us playing Elden Ring together very fondly.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that we never made it to Lyondell because I think she would have really liked it.
Did you not heal when you got fucked up?
At the same time, I was definitely planning to bring her to Melania and make her fight Melania without telling her, even though I knew she didn't want to, and I don't think she would have appreciated that.
Look,
I was gonna lead her to Melania's area without telling her that it was Melania's area, and I was just gonna I was gonna ask chat to make sure they didn't spoil it.
2.5 months.
So you forgot how to use the damn Estus.
Yeah, I just didn't think to.
Look at this guy. Look at this dude. Been playing too much MMO. Microwave, you're still playing Genshin? I would have thought you'd swapped to Honkai Star Rail by now. I also tried to play Nioh this year. And I hated it. Nioh sucks. Nioh's garbage. Nioh is so finicky and awkward and unfair. I hated it. Nioh sucks. I tried to play it off stream. I really tried to give this game more than a fair chance, but it just sucks. I don't really get what people see in Nioh. Nioh is awful. The game just it feels awful to play. Like everything just is so awkward and stiff and horrible. So I played it for like 2 streams, tried to play it a bunch off stream to see if I could like it, because I love Souls-likes. I wanted to like Nioh, but I couldn't get into it. Nioh is great and you can shove it. You didn't even spell it right, Pedro. I'm gonna go watch Wonka. See ya. Appreciate you, everything. My phone only has 1 gacha from hell. Okay, fair enough. Also started, so Cult of the Lamb did not come out this year. I played it very late. But as a roguelike enthusiast, I definitely had to play Cult of the Lamb at some point. What time was this? February? Okay. So I'm still working on the Vinland Saga video at this point. I'm definitely like deep into editing the Vinland Saga video at this point. I closed the stream just long enough to miss you talking about tricking me, SMH. Welcome back, old Joe. Cult of the Lamb was really fun. I had a really fun time with Cult of the Lamb. It was really fun getting to like name the villagers off of chat members and then sacrifice them to the old gods. It was really fun.
Cowards don't need sleeping bags.
I do need to play more Cult of the Lamb now that they have a couple new updates out. And there was still some stuff in the base game that I didn't finish doing, but I beat the game, which is the most important part, so.
I need to buy a temple first.
What was the most surprising game? Probably Stalker. I did not expect to enjoy Stalker as much as I did. I expected to like Cult of the Lamb. I thought I would like Cult of the Lamb. It ended up being one of the games that I really liked.
I can't make offer. Wait, yes I can. Yes I can.
But I expected to like it. I did not necessarily expect to like Stalker. I didn't know what to expect.
Bruh. Only needs his coffee. He looks like someone who's only been drinking coffee for the last 4 years.
Vinland Saga is okay, but it's not as good boneless. What? It's Cult of the Lamb, just a more psychopathic version of Animal Crossing, more or less. More or less. I was really proud of my Cult of the Lamb playthrough because I believe I beat every single boss first try. And I died very rarely. I did not manage to avoid dying. I did make it pretty far into the game before I died, but I did not manage to avoid dying. But I did beat every boss first try, which is pretty lit. I have not played Spider-Man 2, but from what I understand about the game, I don't think it deserved any awards because it was just more Spider-Man. And Spider-Man is fun, but when it comes to the Game Awards, I think we need to celebrate games that are unique and innovative, and Spider-Man 2 is just more Spider-Man, so that's not particularly unique or innovative, it's just iteration. So, again, I haven't played it, so that's a take based on what I know about the game. There's a show called Boneless, check it out. Never heard of it. I played a little bit of Code Vein. It was okay. There was a Steam Next Fest this year. Steam Next Fest was interesting. Was this the thing I started doing this year, or did I do it before this? I started doing it a while back.
I almost liked it, but glitched out. Okay.
I started playing a bunch of demos every time Steam Next Fest comes around, which has been a really fun tradition, I think. Really cool opportunity to show off some cool games. Really funny opportunity to make make fun of some crap games.
Unlock the chest, but you will draw a hatred.
I wonder if there were any games I played during this stream that I actually bought after they came out. I feel like there may have been. Definitely not Tantheos. Tantheos was crap. That Raven game ended up being crap too. Route 66 Simulator, definitely didn't buy that. That sucked. I think I might have played On Guard in this one. Void Train, which actually made me decide not to buy Void Train. I was gonna buy Void Train, but then I found out it was not the type of game that I thought it was, and not particularly the kind of game that I wanted to play. That was interesting. Oh, I did play System Shock, which I haven't bought yet, but I plan to. System Shock, that was a good preview of that, I think. I will play Hollow Knight at some point. I agree with you, played my opinion. I've played it and loved it, but it's not Game of the Year worthy. I think most people are in agreement about that. There are people who aren't, but those people we don't take seriously, so. What is a well-written character to Captain Mack? I just want to know. Well, it's too hard to dispense it down into like some definition, but generally speaking, I think the best characters are the ones who feel very human and who have very human stories. I think the goal of any writer is to make the goal of any writer should be to make their characters feel as human and as real as they can. And if they manage to accomplish that, it tends to make stories much more engaging than writing their character like Tanjiro. I have played Getting Over It. What's your most played game in terms of hours? Monster Hunter World. I've sunk, I believe, 350 hours in on PS4 when it was PS4 exclusive, and then an additional 300 hours in on PC. Mack racist against non-humans. I only remember you playing games where you do some mundane job. I love simulator games, like American Truck Simulator. I love games where I'm doing menial tasks. I picked up House Flipper 2 recently.
Totaled it.
Been playing
Totally
that.
my fault.
House Flipper 2 is
The worst
great.
accident I've ever been a part of, and 100% my fault. I fucked up bad.
I love simulators. I love doing menial tasks in video games. It's my favorite thing to do.
Somehow. Yeah, the booster kind of came late to the party. Like, I think a lot of people didn't get the booster, and it was fine because it was mostly under control by then, but I still got it just to be safe.
Why was I talking about the vaccine? Key to Tanjiro, which is worse. I don't know as much about SAO. I watched it back in the day, but I don't really remember it that well. Unironically, Power Wash Simulator would be a fantastic 24-hour streaming game. We've played it on 24-hour streams multiple times. It tends to be like a late game thing. I tried to play the first God of War. I couldn't get into it. I got really frustrated with some of the BS, and I stopped playing it. Mack playing for his future as a trucker. I have not played Goat Simulator. Got some amazing clips out of it last time. What, Power Wash Sim or American Truck Sim? I don't know. Played Noita once. I didn't really get the hype around Noita. It's okay. I wasn't super into it. I think we've crossed into March. No, we're still in February. God damn, I did a lot of streaming this year. Played a lot of American Truck Sim. I really am glad that so many people enjoy the American Truck Sim streams because they're a lot of fun for me. I really love doing them. I love sitting down and chatting with you guys and just trucking. And I like that you guys get so into it. American Truck Sim streams are goated. And I honestly need to do them more often. It needs to be like a monthly thing at least. They just announced the Arkansas DLC. So American Truck Sim is a little weird right now. They're extending east in kind of a diagonal fashion. So right now in the game, you have all of these states. And then they've already released Oklahoma, and Kansas just came out. And then since then, they have announced Nebraska, Missouri, and Arkansas. They're just kind of skipping Louisiana for now. I'm assuming that after Arkansas, they'll do Louisiana, but it's kind of funny that like Arkansas is being done before Louisiana. It's a little weird. I'll buy American Truck Sim when they announce New York. I hope they get there. I want them to do the whole U.S. I really, really do. What saddens me most about SAO is that the abridged version proved that there was more truly good material there if you flip the writing just a little bit. What do you think the reason Demon Slayer anime and manga got popular as they did? Aaron says, first shonen, new gen of shonen watchers, same with JJK. It's fun, but people overhype it with Shibuya arc. A lot of it had to do with right place, right time. Demon Slayer Season 1 came out around the same time as the pandemic, I think. A lot of people were at home. A lot of people were talking about it, and it got very popular. It's the same thing as like with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is like pretty crap in terms of writing. Honestly, there's like a bunch of shonen that do shonen better than Dragon Ball does, but for a lot of us, Dragon Ball was our first shonen, so it's held in very high regard. Demon Slayer is the same thing for a lot of people. It was their first version of it. You know, we talk about how Demon Slayer sucks because it's super tropey and it doesn't do any of the tropes well. But for a lot of those people, it's their first time seeing those tropes. So to them, it is being done well because they've never seen that kind of thing before, you know? Deuteronomy manga? No, I don't know about that. So much content. I'm heading to the VOD channel, get educated, def sticking to this channel next year. Already sharing my best friend, so much fun. Fuck Demon Slayer. Bye, guys. Okay, appreciate you, Pedro. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and I hope you enjoy the VODs. I got to go to sleep. Have a good rest of your stream. And Mac, thank you for amazing 2023. Thank you, Deathlord, and thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Team D is just fights and racism. It's the Mac loves Skyrim best game ever of anime. No, that's true. Skyrim was my first RPG, so of course I loved it. Looking back on it, I know that it was pretty mid. But I played the shit out of it when I was a kid because it was my first RPG. You can forgive Dragon Ball because they kind of invented the tropes. Shit came out in the early 80s. Dragon Ball is kind of peak. I disagree. I think that even in terms of pioneering a lot of that stuff, it still did it very poorly. Opinions on visual novels as a form of storytelling. I don't like them, personally. Not for me. They're presented in a video game format, but they aren't very video gamey to me. When I play video games, I want to play video games. I don't want to read a story. You're going to try to catch more streams next year? Well, I appreciate that, Ziva. I hope you will. So we're getting into March here, I think. We played a little bit of Gunfire. I did that. Wait a minute. Okay, no, now we have to be in March. I think so for sure, right? This was a March stream. March 25th. Okay. So, March, pretty big month for the channel, eh? Because that was when, after 4 or 5 months of work, the Thorfinn video came out.
Let me ask you this.
When was that? March 2nd, 2023. And wow, that video did well. And I'll tell you guys, I didn't expect it to. You can talk to people I spoke to personally about the Vinland Saga video. I was telling people that I did not expect it to do very well. I'm super proud of that video. I'm honestly super impressed with myself for managing to make a 3-hour-long video.
We're chasing and turned back to see what was up. He discerns what's going on and tells Thorfinn to hand over Garter. And there's something.
Someone left a comment about that joke, so I was looking at it earlier this morning. I kind of forgot I did it, but I think it's really funny.
Was up. He discerns what's going on and tells Thorfinn to hand over Garter.
Let me be clear, Thorfinn. I don't know if I can find that TikTok. So yeah, the Thorfinn video ended up being super, super successful, and people really loved it, and that made me super happy. I couldn't believe the response this video got. It hit 100,000 views after like 20 days, which was insane at the time. We'll talk about the Demon Slayer video, but the video did crazy well for the channel. It was huge. It was huge. As a result of that, I went from 11,700 subscribers to 25,000 subscribers in the span of like 2 months. First Mack video I watched never existed. And I'm just super proud. Matt casually spoiling his own videos. I mean, it's not really a spoiler. I was really, really super proud of this video. I put so much work into it. I put so much time into it, and so much of it worked so well, and I look back on it very fondly.
Really special, don't you think?
I really upped my game in terms of like manga animations for this video, and I was super proud of that. I'll watch it when I catch up to the manga. I only cover the first 100 chapters, so you don't have to catch up to the manga, but you can. I have played Ghost of Tsushima. I liked that one. Don't remember anything about the story. Sorry, it was super forgettable, but the game was fun. Picked you up from the Vinland Saga video. Love, and I'm excited to see you do more analysis videos. I absolutely will be. And a lot of other people thought the video was good too, because as Green said, someone took a voiceover I did in this video, the intro voiceover for the video, and used it in their TikTok without crediting me. They were actually very cool about it. And they gave me credit when I asked for it. And they told me that the only reason they didn't get credit is because they didn't know what my TikTok was, which was fair enough, because my TikTok is not Captain Mack. It's like Mackie-chan or something like that. I don't even know my own TikTok's name. It's Cappy Mackie, I think. So they were actually cool about it, and I didn't get mad about it. I was like, whatever, it's not a big deal. Your Vinland Saga video felt like a mini movie. Editing was superb. Also, music choices were really well done. Thank you, Aaron. I really appreciate that. I'm super proud of that video. I spent a ton of time trying to find the right music and trying to really nail the progression of scenes. Because the thing is, like, when I make videos like this, I want them to be watchable, even if you don't, even if you haven't seen Vinland Saga, right? Now that being said, I try to make it its own experience so that you can still, like, you know, it's not like you're watching Vinland Saga. You would still have to read or watch to get the full story. I omit things that aren't important to the points I'm trying to make, but I try to write my videos in a way that they can be watchable even if you don't know what I'm talking about. And that involves a lot of summarizing. And I decided that if I'm going to be doing a lot of summarizing, I might as well make it fucking interesting. So I in a way, almost made my own adaptation of it, right? Like, I told my own version of the story. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of like being able to nail that. I'm really proud of my ability to handle certain really emotional scenes. And I definitely want to do more of that. My last 2 videos have not been that kind of thing, but I want to do more of that, obviously. And I'm really glad that you guys liked it so much too. You know, there's always that fear, and it's an unfounded fear, but there's always that fear that the people who watch your videos the most won't even like the stuff that you make. You just never can know. But I was super proud of this video. I am super proud of this video. And I'm really glad that all of you liked it so much too. It was my first video to hit 500,000 views. It did crazy well when it came out. It got a ton of views when it came out, but I did not necessarily expect it to be as successful as it was. I was hoping to emulate the success that I got on the Chainsaw Man video, which was around 250,000 views, but it ended up dwarfing that and being the first video of mine to hit 500,000 views. Do you already have a piece of media you want to make a Vinland Saga style video on? Yes, I want to make a video like that for Golden Kamui, and I'm currently in the process of doing research and outlining for a video like that. And that video might end up being longer than the Thorfinn one. I don't know. There's a lot I want to talk about. We'll see. For reference, the Vinland Saga video was a 55-page script, so it took me a really long time to write. And I'm just super proud of how it turned out. It's definitely one of the projects that I am the most proud of. I kind of need to rewatch it for myself. This might sound weird. I take inspiration from my own work sometimes. And I really want to rewatch this video and kind of remind myself how I did certain things and how I approached certain things in preparation for the Golden Kamui video. And same with the Chainsaw Man video. Thank you, Microwave. I'm very proud as well. Here you go, get it, Max. So cool. I don't know. I really wanted to make something special because, like, the first anime video essay I made, not the first one. Actually, the first one I made was Niseko. I made that one because I thought it'd be funny. But the second one I made on Berserk, the reason I made a video about Berserk is because there were people in my community who didn't know anything about Berserk, and I really just wanted to share how great it was with them. And that motivation is very powerful when it comes to making these videos, because it ends up being this feeling where when I make a video about Vinland Saga, I want to show people how great it is. And so it's really important to me that I nail that storytelling aspect, that I nail the presentation of that story, that I don't like, what's the word I'm looking for here? That I'm uplifting what I'm talking about, that I'm making what I'm talking about seem as great as I think it is. You know what I mean? Make a summary of Golden Kamui. Never heard of it. It's about a native girl and a soldier with a lot of PTSD running around Hokkaido, skinning people and eating squirrels. It's fantastic. All right, Green found the short of me talking about it, I assume. Yeah, where my microphone is all fucked up and was peaking super loud for some reason.
That is my voice. Where's my fucking credit, bro? You stole my audio without crediting me. I don't care at all.
Violence really the only way to solve our problem.
It's
kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see that. I did not know people were using my audio. That's kind of lit. Your audio is like 70% of the video, so yeah. At the end of the day, being one of those people who gets really upset about uncredited work, it doesn't do a lot for a creator, right? Like if they're stealing art without crediting you, that's one thing. If they're stealing music without crediting you, that's one thing. When it comes to video content, like my content being used in other content, it's really only a positive for me. And unless they are straight up ripping my video and uploading clips of it, like I'm not gonna be okay with that. But using my audio, uncredited or not, like it's not gonna ruin my channel, and it's not gonna end my life if I don't get credited, you know? It'd be nice, but my voice is getting out there. That is my voice. So, because plagiarism is kind of a big thing to talk about on YouTube right now with the H-Bomber Guy video, I'll watch out, this guy, James Somerton, may try to steal your video. Yeah, so let me put it out there. You guys are free to take stuff from my videos and remix them and reuse them and do whatever weird shit you want with them. I do not care. I would appreciate it if you credited me if you did, but you are free to do that. However, if you plagiarize my work or re-upload it without changing anything, I'm gonna copyright strike your ass. Got it? I'm not okay with that. That's not cool. You're gonna become a new meme sound soon? I hope so. Can you say a JJK quote to make an edit? I could. What do you want me to say? Yeah, I'd win. Nah, I'd win. Sorry, I fucked it up. Nah, I'd win. Watch a Vinland Saga video because I had already finished the anime and wanted to hear someone else's perspective on my currently favorite anime. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you decided to watch it. And also, yeah, so editing for the Vinland Saga video is really interesting because I purposely timed the release of the video to be around the time that season 2 was airing. But season 2 had already started airing by the time I was working on the video. So I kind of had to do this weird thing with editing where I edited the first half of the video using season 1 footage from the anime, just fine, no problem. And then season 2, I like started at the end and worked backwards. So I started at the end where I only had manga to work with, and I edited that. And then every time an episode of the anime would come back, I'd go back to like where I was in the video and like add in anime footage wherever I could. So, you know, there's a point in the video where the anime footage cuts off completely and it's just manga. And that's where the anime episodes ran out. And that's where like the editing met in the middle, where like working backwards and working forwards met, right? So if you're ever curious about that, if you're ever like curious why it suddenly turns into manga, it's because that's where the anime was done airing by the time I put the video out. You have to date on JJK. Do you personally think Gege's writing fell off? I don't think Gege's writing was that great to begin with. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think the character writing and story for JJK are not that good. They're okay. They're serviceable. They do the job. They're not bad, but they're not particularly impressive. Where Gege really nails it is in the action, and they really focus in on that, and they just kind of cut the rest out and make it background noise, and I think that's a good thing. You focus on your strengths. And I like JJK because it nails that action aspect. That's how I feel about it. So I don't think you can fall off of writing when the writing was not that strong to begin with. Thoughts on Bleach? It's okay. I like it. I have particularly strong feelings about it either way. The only reason I started JJK is because I get virtually assaulted by the amount of memes. Jujutsu Focus is like a meme factory. Well, it's very popular anime, so a lot of memes about it. So, back to the streams. I thought a very funny April Fool's joke stream. I called the stream Bloodborne is objectively the best Souls game. And then the thumbnail for the stream was actually Sekiro. And then when I actually played the stream, what I actually played on the stream was Dark Souls 2,
my video.
which I thought was a pretty funny meme. And I fucking hate Dark Souls 2, so that part wasn't fun, but the joke was funny.
Pussy.
Endless. Thorfinn didn't have to ruin his childhood, yet he did for his loved ones. Yeah, no, for sure. Dark Souls 2 is a mistake. Dark Souls 2, or I mean, which is more. Watch Bungo Stray Dogs the moment I heard it had. Okay. Okay, I'm not reading that message just because I'll get demonetized for it. Gege is good because he made Nanami Kenzo, and that is my man. You're going to have to fight Ramu for him. That was your best stream. You can make an entire Whoosh subreddit with the number of people who missed the joke that stream. It was really funny. It was really funny. It was a really good joke. I got to come up with another good April Fool's joke this year. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the year Grotto Beasts came out. Talk about Grotto Beasts was lit. Fucking Germa making Grotto Beasts. What an idiot. What an asshole.
Celebrating another birthday bash.
I bought more booster packs. I bought more Grotto Beasts booster packs. House tour win. I mean, this is practically the entire thing. This is my living room. The door is there. That's the kitchen. My bedroom's behind that wall. That's it. It's a small place. I have a very small apartment. That's my cat Luna and my roommate Skeleton Man. I still have to see it. It's all downhill from here. Watch the travel vlog. Right now? Call him better than Skyrim. I don't know about that. You sure that skeleton is a man? Yes. We've talked about it. I know how he identifies. Dark Souls 2 is the best Dark Souls. Hard disagree. Hard disagree. Hope this year I come back. What, you're hoping you're going to get resurrected? No, it has a house tour. Oh yeah. I did do a little walk around the apartment in my road trip video, didn't I? If you guys still haven't watched the road trip video, that's
Everything was going to be the
lame.
farther west we traveled. Despite being our longest day of driving at nearly 11 hours, stretched across
There you
750
go. Here's a house
miles,
tour.
Comes really bright through this window because it's a really. I think it looks pretty great.
I have rearranged things though. So I moved this couch to the other wall, moved the TV over here, put a bookshelf up behind me, and angled my desk a different way. So it faces the wall more now. Did I change anything else? I don't think I did.
Up and unpacked and everything. And you know what? I think it looks pretty great. Over here
I low-key hated that layout. I got really tired
on the
of it
door,
real
I got
quick.
some lights hung up, which adds a real nice flavor to my stream backgrounds. Dining table sits pretty well right here.
Nope, we're not, no. It's a very non-weeb house, surprisingly. I'm not the kind of guy who puts up okay, here's the thing. I don't want to be all elitist on you guys, but I personally take interior design. I personally really like interior design. I'm like on like interior design subreddits, and I love talking about interior design stuff. Not to say I'm an interior designer, but I value the presentation of my home pretty highly, and that means I'm not going to put up anime posters because I think they're tacky. In fact, I don't put up posters in general. I will, however, put up ukiyo-e style versions of memes because that's hilarious. Of course I'm going to do that. You think I'm not going to do that? That's hilarious. What figures did you build this year? I didn't build a lot of Gundam this year. Actually, I only finished one. The one that's sitting on my TV back there. That one's a really cool one. I like that one a lot. Master of Feng Shui. Not really. Again, I wouldn't consider myself an interior designer, but I do think I have a good ability to make like my space very nice. Watching Mack's Demon Slayer video as a Demon Slayer fan is like enlightenment. If you have anime merch, make sure it's not that much. You know how people are nowadays with that impression. I don't really care about about the impression people get, because obviously like my bookshelf is full of Gundam figures and manga and comics. It's just that if I'm gonna have like anime stuff on the wall, I want it to look nice. I don't want it to just be a poster. I want it to be like an art piece. I want it to be something that adds something to the space. You know what I mean? Looking good today, Mac? Well, I appreciate that, person. That's very kind of you. Also, this year, we started playing Jedi Fallen Order, which was actually a pretty fun game. It was. I actually really enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order. Story was whatever, but it was a fun game. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I plan to play Jedi Survivor at some point. Just don't know when. I was kind of waiting for them to fix the PC port, but apparently there's rumblings that they aren't planning to because it sold well already. And anyway, so we'll see. Would you call JJK mint? No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Like I said, I think JJK knows that it does action really well and just focuses in on that. You know, one thing I mentioned in the Demon Slayer videos that I thought it lacked focus. What I mean by that is that it tries to do so many things and does all of them poorly. It tries to do backstories and character writing and having a compelling story and having good fights and having interesting villains and interesting. It tries to do too much that it can't do. JJK, I feel like, knows its limits and just focuses on the one thing it does really well, which is action. So I actually think it's pretty good because of that. Have you read any other Fujimoto works? Yeah, I've read Fire Punch. I've read Look Back. I've read Goodbye Eri. I've read that other one-shot that came out that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head. Clearly, Mappa knows that too. Asking animators. Jesus Christ, JJK Season 3 got announced already. Mappa, please treat your animators better. Not good. It is not good. So Jedi Fallen Order was pretty fun. I ended up enjoying that a lot. It was like a good almost month, I think, after the Villain Saga video that I was writing the Demon Slayer video. That I started writing the Demon Slayer video. I really struggled with how to approach the Demon Slayer video, and then I actually started writing it, and I wrote the whole script in like 2 weeks, I think. It did not take me long to write that script because I had a lot to say. That was another case of video that I planned to be maybe 20 minutes long and ended up being an hour long because I just had a lot to talk about. But I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that it ended up being that way. I did finish Jedi Fallen Order. I did. I beat the first. I think I beat every boss first try. I don't think a single boss I got stuck on. I probably should have played on a higher difficulty. Just given all of my experience with the Souls games, I still played the game on like normal. I probably should have played it on higher difficulty. I crushed that game. Currently watching the stream while finishing the first page of my digital sketchbook. That sounds fun. I need to get up and blow my nose for a second. I'm feeling a little stuffed up. I'll be right back. Whew. I'm sorry, Smiley Ghost. I left the mic on. Tears of the Kingdom also came out this year. Tears of the Kingdom also came out this year, and I played it a little bit. I didn't finish it. Did I play it 3 times? Was that it? No, 4 times. 4 times. I played it 5. I did 5 Tears of the Kingdom streams. Tears of the Kingdom just did not grip me the way Breath of the Wild did. I wanted to like it because I loved Breath of the Wild. I wanted to enjoy it, but it just did not grip me the way that Breath of the Wild did. You know, the problem I ended up having with Tears of the Kingdom is that it felt less purposeful than Breath of the Wild. You know, like it felt like they just tossed a bunch of shit onto the map and were like, yeah, go figure it out. And it didn't feel as purposeful as Breath of the Wild. It felt very like video gamey. And it didn't grip me as much. I do plan to return to it at some point. You got your clips worked out of it. I still have clips from that, I think. Hang on, I don't want to show my file export so I know what I'm on. Okay. I still have some clips from those streams, I think. No, maybe I don't. I think I exhausted all of them. I have one. Hang on, but I don't think it's actually gameplay. I think this is probably just chatting. It's a very weird show. Here's the thing about Captain Mack. Let's talk about Captain Mack. Didn't play Tears of the Kingdom. It was too scary. Microwave. What? Why? A problem that I had with Tears of the Kingdom is that like I feel like I love Tears and it would probably have been my game of the year, but Baldur's Gate took a big shit on it. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Chainsaw Man and Makima dead scene. It's very horniness. I see Makima and Denji so horn. I don't know what you're saying, and I don't think I like it. I just, you know, I had a thought, but it disappeared. I was really sold on the idea of the Sky Islands, and the first island you explore is so cool. Like the tutorial island was so cool. It was like this big expansive area that you explore. And then I actually got into like the world, like got off the tutorial island, and it felt like every Sky Island was just like, there's a puzzle here, or there's a shrine here, or there's an activity here. It didn't feel like they were explorable places. It felt like each of them had like a thing, an activity to do. And I thought that was really, really lame. I wanted the Sky Islands to be like an actual explorable place, a place that I could run around in, a place that I could see things, and I didn't get that. And I was really disappointed by that. That was like a big letdown for me. And goddamn, there were so many fucking tutorial shrines. I was like 15 hours into the game and I was still finding tutorial shrines. And that was really frustrating. It felt like the game wanted to hold your hand so much more than it did in Breath of the Wild. So I just didn't enjoy it as much. I'll go back into it at some point, not on stream, but I'll play it again at some point, and I'm sure I'll have a fine time. But it did not grip me the way Breath of the Wild did. I tried playing Happy Birthday Fun Toys Club. It was too bloody. I don't know what that is. This is also the year that I played a ton of Sea of Thieves. I've already played a ton of Sea of Thieves before, but I was playing a lot of Sea of Thieves this year, and a big part of my motivation was I really liked the season pass content for that season, and I really liked, and I was really grinding because I wanted to have a ship. I wanted to have a captain. I wanted to buy a ship to use for the 24-hour live stream. So I was just playing a shit ton of Sea of Thieves, and I loved it. I had such a fun time playing Sea of Thieves this year. Sea of Thieves is such a better game than it was when it first came out, and I'm sure it still doesn't appeal to a ton of people, but it appeals specifically to me because I'm very into pirates and I really love the sailing mechanics. So I really enjoyed playing Sea of Thieves a lot this year. Hi, Tyler. I love you too. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
And they're all sailing the opposite direction again. No, they are not.
Did you stream Elden Ring back in 2022? Yes, I did. I played through the whole game on stream.
They are not. We're
blind.
okay. The cannon's loaded up.
And I love doing Sea of Thieves streams too, because Sea of Thieves streams are a lot like American Truck Simulator, where there's not a lot going on, so I have a lot of time to talk to chat while I'm just sailing around. So I really enjoy doing the Sea of Thieves streams
to
too.
refill my cannon balls when I have time, instead of constantly forgetting and then only getting one shot on a ship that I could have gotten 3.
I'm also glad that they finally added private servers. I know some people think that's a bad decision. I, for one, think it's exactly what I wanted. Man, this is making me want to play some. I love Sea of Thieves, man. Sea of Thieves is a great game.
In here, there might be one.
When was this?
Perfect.
June 10th. So this was around the time that a certain other video came out. I'm doing well, Tyler. Thank you for asking. By the way, everybody, if you haven't liked the stream, now's the time to do it. It was around the time that the Demon Slayer video came out. And what a video that was, huh? What a video that was. God, that made a lot of people mad. I'm wearing the same outfit today.
You know, there are so many incredible, underappreciated
What did I walk into? We're talking about everything that happened this year and my thoughts about it.
series out there. Yet all anyone wants to talk about is whether or not Tanjiro wants to marry his sister.
This joke made a lot of people mad because I thought I was shipping them. Which is so stupid. Also, this is a really cursed fan art. I love Demon Slayer videos on all my friends that love that series. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, so the Demon Slayer video, I want to give you guys a little context here. So, hi, Dyra, how you doing? I did get a lot of hate comments on that video, which is to be expected. The Vinland Saga video, as I said, got to 100,000 views in 20 days. And I was really happy with that video because it hit 10,000 views in the first week, which was a huge milestone. That was like crazy to like get that many views in such a short amount of time for me. The Demon Slayer video hit 86,000 views in a week. And 100,000 views like a day later. This video did incredibly well, and had multiple second wins. It's in one right now. It's getting a second win right now. This video will not stop juicing, okay? It did really well when it first came out, and then it kind of petered off around, I don't know, September. It was doing really well for like 2-3 months. And then it petered off around September. And then in October, it suddenly got 300,000 more views. It was my second video to hit 500,000 views. It eclipsed the Vinland Saga video in views. It's at 800. It's about to hit 900,000 views. And it's doing better right now. Actively. These are my views right now. The views are going up. How does it keep doing so well? It's got 10,000 views in the past 2 days. People won't stop watching it. Demon Slayer is free to aim for criticism. It's so big yet so bad. But I don't think anyone else has done as in-depth of a breakdown as I have, which is why I think it resonated with so many people. There's not a lot of people who made an hour-long video breaking down everything that sucks about it. And a lot of people did get mad about it, but it's generally very positive. There's generally very positive reaction to the video. Most people agree with me. It has a like an 80%, 82%, I think, like the dislike ratio, which is pretty good, honestly. I expect a little bit worse. But I am incredibly happy. I'm incredibly proud, and I couldn't be more thankful of how well the Demon Slayer video has done. I did not expect it. I did not expect it to do as well as it did. Your god level editing and puns make me want to rewatch your videos again and again. I really appreciate that, Tyra. That's so sweet. That's so kind. And I'm really proud of this video too. I'm like, it's been a while since I did a video that was like criticism instead of praise. And I feel like my abilities as a critic have really evolved. There are things I've learned from this video that I could have done better. And there are things that there are things that I've learned from it. I'm not a perfect critic. I do make mistakes, but I'm personally very proud of the way I approached criticism with this video. I think I was generally pretty fair, and I did a good job breaking it down, and I'm super, super happy about it. And I'm super glad that so many of you agree. I'm super glad to hear that so many of you find my videos so rewatchable. I really appreciate that. That's so kind. And yeah, made a lot of people mad with this one. 82% while y'all booming me, I'm right. I mean, I expected it. I even made a joke about it where there was a part in the video where I was like, hey, maybe we should like the video, and I actually showed an animation of someone disliking it. Where was that? That was the Zenitsu section, I think. That was at the end. Yeah, it was right here, I think.
Areas. He's obnoxious as a comic relief character, and his feats lack weight because of the lazy way he's written. But okay, Mac, I hear you typing in the comments. Zenitsu is an easy target. You cherry-picked this example to back up your point. Sure, that's a fair statement. I think a lot of people who actually like Demon Slayer can admit that Zenitsu is pretty shit. So why don't we take a crack at a fan favorite? In fact,
No, it must have been a different section. There was a section where I was like, while you're by the comments, do you want to like it? And I actually showed a video of someone disliking the video. I was actively encouraging people to dislike the video. I was. Because the thing is, YouTube does not differentiate between liking and disliking. It's all engagement in YouTube's eyes. Videos that get a ton of dislikes are just as valuable to YouTube as videos that get a ton of likes. So I wanted people to dislike the video because that's more engagement. So I actually encouraged it. So 82% likes despite that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Don't dislike the stream. You have to like the stream though. You make a dance video on New Year's Eve? I don't know about that. Disliking the stream. You just take your brain out for fun, Mac. Don't use the brain, Mac. I can't help it. It's actually nice to contrast Denji with Zenitsu and Mineta. You can be dumb and be a good character. Yeah, I get a lot of comments from people being like, well, you praised Denji, and Denji's just like Zenitsu. He's just some horny motherfucker. And it's like, no, that's not true. Because Denji's obsession with sex is a part of his character writing and a part of the plot development. It's used. It's used as part of the writing, and it's actually handled really well with the way it evolves and changes throughout the series. With Zenitsu, it's just for comic relief, and it isn't even funny. Same with Mineta. That's why people hate Mineta, because it is like people like Sanji. Not everyone does, but people like Sanji being a pervert because it's at least funny sometimes. With Zenitsu and Mineta, it's not even funny. It's just annoying. This video probably boosted people to instantly skip the Patreon part from how angry that you already made them. It happens. Who cares? So I'm obviously unbelievably happy about the success that this video has received, and I couldn't be more thankful about it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for enjoying it. So much for rewatching it. Thank you so much for your kind words on it. I could not be happier with the response the video's gotten. I cannot believe how well it's done. I would be so happy if it was my first video to hit 1 million views. It's still got a long way to go, but it's looking more and more passable with each passing day. It's about to pass 900,000 subscribers while it's doing very well. So if it does manage to hit 1 million subscribers, oh, that would be so cool. What's your opinion on like Manga Kingdom? Saw you included in one of your videos. I think Kingdom is really cool. It's a really unique manga. I've never seen a manga that approaches military strategy the way that Kingdom does. It's very engaging and interesting. The one problem I have with Kingdom is that there's just way too many goddamn characters. It is so hard to keep track of them. I don't remember I can remember the important characters like Osen and Shin and Riboku and Yotanwa, a lot of the Chin characters and a lot of the major enemies like Hoken. But then there's plenty of other characters where I'm like, I don't remember what this guy's done before. I don't remember what their involvement in the story has been up till now. It's hard to keep track of all of them. There's just way too many characters. Emergence video finally got attention it deserves. Hope that adaptation video also gets the same level one day. Well, so I'll talk about that for a second. So the Emergence video, for those of you who don't know, it capped at around 8,000 views when it first came out. And then around the time that the Vinland Saga video came out, it started doing really well too, because YouTube was like, oh shit, people actually want to watch this guy's video. So now it's about to hit 400,000 views. So I'm really happy that video got the attention that I feel it deserved, because I was very proud of that video and I was really disappointed in how it performed. And I was really worried. A big part of why I didn't think the Vinland Saga video would do well is because of how poorly the Emergence video did. So I was really happy that finally did well. And by the way, I got an email yesterday from someone who's making a card battling video game, and they offered me an early access key because, and I quote, "you covered Magic the Gathering on your channel." So apparently my Emergence video where I use Magic the Gathering as a form of censorship makes people think that I have covered Magic the Gathering. I can eventually say I was there during the rise of the great Captain Mack. You're all awesome. You're all awesome. Will you ever read Promised Neverland? I don't know. I don't know about that. And then to Ninja's point about the adaptation video getting the same love one day, I honestly can't complain about the success of the adaptation video. So obviously the adaptation video hasn't gone crazy the way the Vinland Saga video has and the Demon Slayer video has, but it is doing very well. And I'll talk more about it when we get to like that section of the year. I want to keep going like as the year progresses, the kind of deal. But I just want to say that like I'm pretty happy with the success of the adaptation video has gotten so far. I did cover Magic the Gathering. I get a lot of comments from people that are like, I didn't expect to learn so much about Magic the Gathering in this video. So yeah, that came out and was one hell of a video. I did not expect it to do as well as it did, but it is crazy, and I'm super happy about how well it has done. Do you like Evangelion? I do. I have my own problems with it, but I do generally like it. You should do the sponsorship, but then just having PTSD from emergence in the middle of it and just a mental breakdown after coming back to the video. I would, but I'm not particularly interested in the game, and also it's a free-to-play game, and they want to like give me a bunch of like in-game shit so I can promote the game, and I don't really want to promote some like microtransaction laden free-to-play game unless they're going to pay me a lot of money. So you know, just for in-game stuff, that's not particularly interesting to me. Also, I think they wanted me to make a video about it. I can't remember what the email actually said. I kind of skimmed it, but they had like pretty strict requirements for what they wanted. What did they say? If you promise a 100% content commitment to the game, you will be offered a key. So I don't know what a 100% content commitment means, but I don't want to do that. I don't want them to ask me to make a video about it, because I'm not going to do that. You know what the next video will be on? No, I'm working on a few different things. I don't know what the big thing will be. Came for the porn, stayed for the cards. When you make a Sekiro video or live stream in the future, I've already played Sekiro on stream a couple years ago. I love Sekiro, and I plan to make a video about all the FromSoft games at some point. Eventually. As a counterpoint to the adaptation video isn't using a seasonal anime as a comparison to One Piece cheap. No, it isn't. I have gotten a lot of comments like that saying I can't compare a seasonal anime to a weekly anime, and my answer is yes, I can. If you're telling me that the problem with One Piece as an anime is that it's weekly, then you're addressing the symptom rather than the virus, if you will. If you're telling me that One Piece having poor pacing is because it's a weekly anime, then I tell you it shouldn't be weekly. No anime should be weekly. It's not a format that works. So yes, absolutely, I think it's fair. Because I'm telling you that One Piece should be seasonal. That should be the takeaway. Are you going to cover Chanceman Part 2 when it finishes? When it's finished? I don't know. There's a good chance, but I don't know. You said, yet Genya is the rule, not the exception. What did you mean by that? Well, so the thing about Genya, the thing I said about Genya is that he's one of the worst written characters in the series because of how poorly he is used, right? In terms of like his power, in terms of his character. And he is one of the worst written characters, but he's the rule, not the exception. By that, I mean that every character is as poorly written as Genya. Genya is not an exceptionally badly written character. He's another badly written character. That's what I meant by that. That's my video win. All right, and then we had another Steam Next Fest. Many people think One Piece is action boom, but nope, it's not much more. I agree. I 100% agree. One Piece is much more than its action. It's a very interesting series, to say the least. So you mean to say that Tanjiro is a good written character? No, I don't mean that at all. I mean that Tanjiro is slightly better written than Genya. Genya is a worse written character, but they're both awful. We need to talk about your favorite viewer of the year and why it's me. Captain Mack Viewer Awards win. I do want to make a video on Land of the Lustrous. I'm waiting for the manga to wrap up. It's very close to wrapping up, so I'm waiting for that. Did another Steam Next Fest. That was fun. I wonder if I picked up any
Do you
of
have
these
Twitch?
games.
I
I
used
think
to
this
stream
was the
on
one I
Twitch.
played
I
On
started
Guard
streaming
on.
here, like last year, because most of my community's here. But I do have a Twitch. I never stream on it. But
Don't follow me on
it's
Twitch.
Captain Mac _ if you want to follow a Twitch that doesn't stream ever.
I just want to see if there's any games that I picked up from this stream. There was a lot of
minimum
crappy
was-
games that I played. Oh, I played Viewfinder.
Hard to rewind.
Oh yeah, we had the fantastic clip of me muting the narrator that apparently makes me a sexist because I muted the narrator who was really annoying. I'm a sexist for that. But Viewfinder was an excellent game if you shut the narrator up. Not because she's a woman, but because she's annoying.
Okay.
I did play. I picked up Dorf Romantic too. No, this is not Dorf Romantic. This is some knockoff Dorf Romantic.
The anime openings video is
This is really similar to Dorf Romantic, but like shit.
kind of like a, how do you put it? It was kind of like a
I did play On Guard. Okay, yeah. So On Guard was a really fun game that I played from Steam Next Fest. I picked up a few games from this, huh?
it's
A
like
couple
we're
of games, I
watching
guess.
it play.
Steam Next Fest is great. Land of Lustrous is so good it doesn't even need a sequel. Please, Orange, give us a season 2. I really would be happy if they announce like more seasons once it ends. Not just supposed to be liked, it makes him flat and boring as a character. There's nothing like. It's like I said, if you try to make a character that's universally likable, they're probably the least likable character in the series because no one is universally likable. You're much better off making a principled and interesting character that is well fleshed out that some people aren't going to like because people just don't like things sometimes. Like I think Denjiro is a great example. Sorry, not Denjiro. That doesn't mean anything. I think Denji is a great example. Denji's actually a pretty divisive character. Some people fucking hate him, but a lot of people love him. And it's because he's a very who he is very clear. He's not necessarily supposed to be a good person. He's a person. He's a human being with a story. Denjiro. Who is Denjiro? Denjiro is a familiar name. What character is that? I know there's a character named Denjiro. Who is it? Denjiro. I feel like I can see him in my mind, but I don't know who Denjiro is. Oh, he's from One Piece, of course. Denjiro, that's right, of course. My man Denjiro won one of the Akazaya 9, of course. I combined Denji and Tanjiro, and I got Denjiro, who is a character from One Piece. Thought you messed up and mixed names. I did mix names, but it also happened to be a real name. Denjiro the sus. All right, and then it was time for a 24-hour live stream. 24-hour live streams. Everybody loves 24-hour live streams. 24-hour live streams are so much fun. This 24-hour live stream is actually a ton of fun. Played a good amount of Sea of Thieves.
That's gonna.
Played up. This is a really fun 24-hour live stream. What else happened in this stream? It was just like a really good stream, I think. My friend will check out Chainsaw Man because I quote too horny. That sucks.
Yeah.
I dislike when people write things off based on surface level judgments like that. You think One Piece is overrated? No, I actually think in a lot of ways One Piece is underrated. Like I said, people tend to focus way too much on the action of One Piece when One Piece is much more than that. There's not enough people talking about the world building of One Piece. There's not enough people talking about that aspect of One Piece. People love to talk about the action and the power scaling and whatever, but they don't talk about the world building enough. I did get my birthday surprise then. You all came together and gave me an awesome birthday surprise that I really appreciated. You are the best community ever. It was a really good month for me in general. Demon Slayer video doing well. Awesome 24-hour stream. Super sweet birthday surprise from all of you.
Yeah, you didn't.
You didn't want to join the Discord open channel. I didn't know why you wanted me there. I was afraid someone was going to say the N-word. You have to understand, there's a lot of things to be afraid of when you're a streamer. Fights in One Piece, when looked at outside of the cool factor, are sometimes shitty. I disagree, but I don't want to get into that argument. I really like the fights in One Piece, but they aren't why I read One Piece.
And he
Well,
could
I mean,
push
I
it
guess
more
I
should.
don't remember it happening.
Thing.
DLC.
Trust levels through the roof. There was like 30 people in that call. What do you want me to say? What? Oh, Oda does an incredible job with designing like buildings and islands. It's insane how creative he gets with like designing new areas for places. It's a stark contrast to places like Demon Slayer where you don't even know where you are half the time. Bakugo's apology in MHA was the most corny bullshit I've heard. If I was Midoriya, I would clock him outside his blonde head and tell him to get his ass out of here. What he did wasn't forgivable. I don't think there's anything that's truly forgivable, truly not forgivable. And I don't think the apology was handled particularly poorly. I actually really liked that chapter. I don't like MHA in general, but I actually really liked how that was handled. Most of Bakugo's character development has been very weak, and I didn't like how many people were willing to forgive him when he would do very base level nice things. I thought he was a really shitty character, but when he broke down and had an actual apology, I thought it was good. What else did we play during the 24-hour stream? So we did a lot of Sea of Thieves. We did like 2.5 hours of Raise of Peter, which was pretty wild.
Oh, holy
That might have been an
fuck. What
ending
is
note.
going on?
What else did we play? We played some Gunfire Reborn. That was fun.
This is the 10th 24-hour live stream, and the first.
Wow, we played Gunfire Reborn a lot. I forgot how long we played that fucking
generally
game.
Positive. Most people agree with me, but the people who disagree tend to be not tend to be. There's plenty of people who disagree with me who are also very fair and.
Talk about the Demon Slayer video. Then we played some Deep Rock. It was a good 24-hour stream. I really liked that one.
Elite threatened
Why do I
days.
bounce off your head?
Wow, good amount of
See
Deep
that?
Rock too. And then Roblox for like 2 hours.
Not even mine.
We played so
This
much
is fun as
fucking
shit.
Roblox.
Hey, Lawis, you remember that time?
Get me out. Get me out the door.
And then this whole Among Us section.
It just sounds like squawking.
Oh god.
Peter's acting sus.
And then what else did we play? Oh, that was when we played TF2. That was a really
phone
fun
just
part of the
slips
stream.
out. They
Went
make
back
the
to play it up
passwords.
apparently. We played TF2 for a good couple hours too. TF2 was a lot of fun. I'm glad the TF2 is kind of making a resurgence. TF2 is a really fun game.
Oh, fuck.
We spent a lot of time just walking. Oh my god, there was the long drive. A great moment to click off.
Here's when we wouldn't get a Berserk anime. It's not particularly.
Will you do live streams like Charlie where you just watch random stuff with the chat? No. I don't think I'll ever do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. If anything, like all I would ever do is like watch like 2 minutes of video and then tell other people to go watch it. I would never like just sit down and watch a video. I would be too worried about like being transformative enough or like stealing views from another person or something like that. I would hate to do that. We react to AI presidents debate One Piece. No, I won't.
Relevant right now. A lot of people, it would make a lot of people happy, but it's not exactly like.
We played the long drive,
most
and there was
pop-
that one section where I was walking towards a rock in the
Smokey's design
distance
is
for
dated. They don't. It's not
half an
relatable.
hour.
We gotta relate to the
Holy shit.
kids.
How long
I
did this
know.
take? Let's see.
Fursuit.
So it looks like I started walking here. It was 2:23, and I reached the rock at 2:55. It took half an hour to walk to this stupid fucking rock.
At the same time, like,
Such
they were
a
very
waste of
straightforward,
time.
So there wasn't exactly anything to pick apart about them, right? Like,
And the
you
whole
taught us
time,
that-
someone was trying to convince me that it was like a castle or something. I have read Fairy Tail. I don't remember how far I got into it. I always fall off of Fairy Tail. I always get bored of it. I have not watched Gintama.
whole thing is that he can shoot out blood sickles that poison you. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. It doesn't need to be a lot to like, you know, make that work.
Am I talking about Demon Slayer again? I'm sure I talked about Demon Slayer a lot during the
I don't
24-hour
remember them
stream.
all super well, to be real with you. Doma's kind of didn't really make sense,
Yeah.
but that's a manga only thing, so you wouldn't.
Power Wash Simulator
Elements that
for a while.
The breathing system mechanics.
Still talk about Demon Slayer. Play it up.
See me eat all of a sudden.
A lot of play it up.
You guys kept fucking.
And it's a Payday 2, I think. Before Payday 3 came out.
Since the last
Yeah.
24-hour live stream.
Wow.
I love 24-hour live streams. They're always so much fun.
Already
The
getting
two
a
we
stream
did
back,
this year
that's
were
crazy.
a lot of fun. We had a great time doing them. It was great. I had a
Well,
great time.
the assault never started, so.
Played some Mech Warrior 5 from Bill. That was a fun game. Really enjoyed Mech Warrior 5. I haven't played it a ton casually, but mostly because Armored Core 6 came out and I got way more into that. But I do really enjoy Mech Warrior 5. It is a fun game. And then, the Valheim server. I kind of forgot about the Valheim server. So yeah, we for those of you that don't know, we had a Valheim server through the Discord server for a little while. I kept it up for 3 months, but it was really only active for about a month or month and a half, which is to be expected. The thing was that like, I didn't realize there was a mechanic in Valheim where every time you beat like a world boss, the world itself gets harder. So it makes it really difficult for new people to join the server when you've already beat like 4 bosses and the world is like way harder. Valheim is a survival game. So I didn't realize it wasn't really sustainable for like a long-term server thing. It was really fun for the people that were able to join from the beginning. We had a great time playing this. I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to Rome. That sounds fun, bruh. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you as always, and hope you have a great 2024. I'll see you in the new year. Appreciate you. But the Valheim server was a lot of fun for the few weeks that we were doing it.
Not interested in anyone but me. So if you guys just keep wailing on him. Oh, there we go. Oh. You're done, buddy. You don't even know how done you are.
Here's your favorite thing in 2023. How well the channel is done.
Is the
That's been
text connecting
really
with
amazing.
anyone?
I think Bell got hit.
I got hit.
I built a
Welcome back,
shitty
Mack and
house.
Max. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for reliking it on your way in.
I did the same thing with this Valheim server that I did with my own Valheim save. I spent like 3 straight streams building a gigantic and beautiful house, and then as soon as the house was complete, I stopped playing. I didn't actually use the house. I just spent a shit ton of time constructing it. But it was a lot of fun. That's the part of Valheim that I really enjoy, is like building stuff.
5 iron off of this server. I'll have to go out and collect some of my. Your kindness isn't welcome here.
A little casual racism never hurt nobody.
Since I have some iron now, we can figure out.
It's been great following you from 9K subs to now. It's great seeing you grow, and can't wait to see what 2024 holds. I appreciate that, Eros. That's super kind of you, and thank you for sticking with me so long. Is there a reason you made a video on Emergence out of all things? I thought it'd be funny. Genuinely, like, I had the idea to do a video about Emergence where I would censor everything with Magic Gathering, and I thought it was hilarious, so I did it. That was it. I just thought it'd be really funny. It's okay to be racist again, as long as it's against all races. Okay, sure. So Valheim, for those of you who never played Valheim, Valheim is a very fun game. I think it's my favorite survival game. It really like nails like the survival formula without being grindy and awful like every other survival game until you get into like the late game. But the Valheim server was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed seeing what people came up with, what people built on it, what people did with it. That was really cool. It was really special to me. It was really fun getting to play with everybody on that, and you know, I fully expected that the server would probably be dead after a month. That was not a shock to me. I did not expect that the game mechanics themselves would push people away from it, but you know. What will you even censor with? A brick wall? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're asking. I think it's really cool for you to do a New Year's Day stream on top of announcing a Fire Punch video for 2024. Thoughts on Black Clover? I hate it. It sucks. Not as much as it doesn't suck as much as Demon Slayer, but I really don't like it. Still reading it, don't like it. Talk about fumbling power scaling and power creep. Black Clover is the example of how not to do power scaling and power creep. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk came out. Guess what I didn't tell you today? You are poggers. Yes, you reading this. I appreciate that, Crossman. That's very sweet. And by the way, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, I'd really appreciate it if you did. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk came out. I actually still need to revisit that game because that was a really fun time playing Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. That's a great game. And honestly, like seeing
More important.
seeing Sega come out and be like, "Hey, we're gonna make more Jet Set," I'm kind of like, too little, too late. They already made Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
I don't
just
really
get another
care.
head, it's fine. I can get as much head as I want, guys. You don't understand. I'm great at getting head.
In the context of the game, this makes sense. It was a really fun game. I really enjoyed playing Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
This is a consequenceless world. All I do is lose my entire personality and become someone new. It's not that bad.
It's just like Demon Slayer. I would love to play Jet Set Radio. I mean, it's on Steam. You still can.
Still just on my phone while I'm doing this. Let's go.
Headmaster. I'm the headmaster.
Wonder if I
No, I have not read any
if I
Chinese
keep it
light
going if I
novels.
manualed when I land. Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah, I really got to play more of this game. I really
Careful,
enjoyed it a lot.
disrespecting graffiti right in
There's
front
too
of
many
police.
games I want to play. Like, legit, I bought House Flipper 2 and I was like, I want to play this on stream. And then I thought to myself, like, when am I going to play this on stream? I have so many games I want to play on stream. I was like, fuck it, I'll just play it on my own. So I don't know if we'll ever do any House Flipper 2 streams, but I got Have a Nice Death and Dredge to play on stream. But Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is really good. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to play more. Armored Core 6. Man, what a game. I was really excited for Armored Core 6 just because it was From Software, but I really, really enjoyed playing this game. Once I got past the hurdle of Balteus, and to a lesser degree the Sea Spider, I kind of cruised through this game. I like crushed everything after that. I had this like trial by fire moment where I had to beat Balteus first, and then after that I was like good to go. And sometimes I come back and I just watch my fight with this because it was actually like, it was pretty fucking lit how I handled this. And you could see how pissed off I am, and you could see how much I was not enjoying myself, but it was worth it. Once I like nailed a build that I liked for this game, I was just cruising. I just crushed the whole game.
Balteus. You'll have to break its pulse armor to inflict meaningful damage.
But there were a ton of like really good plays when I was doing this fight. I had some like crazy dodges. I loved Armored Core 6. I haven't played it as much as I would have liked off stream. I know that I like want to go through like the whole New Game Plus process and all, but I honestly haven't played it that much since I finished it. I've only played it a couple times. If you had to rank all FromSoft games, how would that look like? I'll make a video about it. How about that, Mack to Max? I talked about it before, so I don't know where I would put Armored Core 6 on the like list. I haven't thought about it much, but like for me, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, and Bloodborne are like the S tiers. Those are the games that I have no major issues with. Those are the games that I think are your masterpieces. Those are like the absolutely excellent ones. After that, every other game, like I still love them all except for Dark Souls 2, but I have some like major issue with them. Like Dark Souls 1, I love for the most part, but I really only want to play like the first half of it. The second half kind of sucks. Demon Souls, I think is really good for the most part, but like the plague area sucks ass, and I hate having to grind for healing items. Dark Souls 2 is just really sucks compared to all the rest of them. It's if you compare it to like Souls likes that are made by not FromSoft, and compare them to like Neo, like Dark Souls 2 is great, but in terms of From Software games, I fucking hate Dark Souls 2. It's the worst one by far, and I don't ever intend to play it again. Is that all of them? Did I cover all of them? I think I talked about all of them. Unless I'm forgetting one. Oh, and Elden Ring. I love Elden Ring, but like, it's just so bloated. There's so much stuff that could have been cut out of that game. There was so much unnecessary stuff in that game. You can just cut the entire Mountaintops of the Giants off. That place sucked. It had no business being in the game. A lot of bosses had like really unfair mechanics. Like I forget his name, but the Black Flame, big doggy guy had pretty unfair mechanics. Melania was a pretty unfair boss. I will not play Outlast. I don't like horror games. They scare me too much. This is Armored Core 6. The snowfield sucks too. I hated that too.
Holy fuck.
Malakath, that's what I was talking about, Bob. Thank you. Armored Core 6 is a great game, Harsh. I highly recommend it.
That was insane.
And then we had like the legendary moment, the absolutely legendary moment when I beat like the hardest boss first try. Was that in this stream? That was Iceworm. It was this stream. Everyone was so convinced I was going to have a horrible time with this boss, and I fucking destroyed it. This is when I beat the game, actually.
Skippy and Lucy and Gon and Jerry and Red Panda and Fanners.
Was it the same
What's going
stream?
on, everybody? How we doing?
I think it was the
Nice of you
same
to join
stream,
me today.
actually.
What's up, Tubi?
Maybe not.
Oh
I
my
want
God,
to find
oh
it.
my
I want
God,
to
oh my
watch
God,
it.
No. Stay away.
Can't remember what stream
Stay
it
away.
was.
You little Yeah, see that takes way too long to charge.
Yes, it was after. It was before this, because this is the part where you get like shafted with the shitty mech.
Laser orbit?
No, that was the first death. I love Bloodborne and previous Armored Core games. I of course bought 6 and I really enjoyed it, but my tremors got worse with age. I fear my time with games of this caliber are over. What was your heart? So I'm sorry to hear that, Matthew.
After that, it's been smooth.
I hope that's not
sailing
the case.
until whatever the hell's here.
I honestly don't know anything about that, so I couldn't really comment on it. Maybe she was intended to be the DLC boss for Sekiro. Melania just feels like a Sekiro boss. She really does. She would be way better in Sekiro. I'm not a Souls player, but what is an unfair mechanic in a game like that? So it's kind of hard to explain, right? It's kind of hard to explain. There's two key things about making From Software games hard but fair, and it's that the damage that you take in the game needs to be predictable and avoidable, right? That way, every time you take damage, it's your fault. And there are a lot of times that Melania is not predictable, and a lot of her attacks are not reasonably avoidable. She has this one attack in particular that's called the Waterfowl Dance, and it is avoidable no matter what, but the conditions to do it are unreasonable expectations for the player. It has to be, it's like frame perfect dodging, I tell you. So unless you have the correct setup to dodge her, it's really fucking hard to dodge her. So she's not particularly predictable and she's not particularly avoidable. So that makes her an unfair boss. You know what I mean? I have read Kagurabachi. It's okay. Pedro really wants me to answer this question. If you stack 2 lasagnas on top of each other, do you have 1 or 2 lasagnas? Definitely just 1.
Oh, this is gonna be tough.
So everyone was like in the chat was like, oh, Mack's really gonna struggle with this one. This is gonna be tough. Mack's gonna have a rough time with this boss. Oh, Mack's in for it now. They were so convinced that I was gonna get stuck on this. But I kind of fucked it up. I just by this point in the playthrough, I had this build that was like super optimized and super
little
effective.
moonlit greatsword action going on. Damn. Okay, got hit a little bit there, a little bit necessarily there.
I'm so close to staggering it. Got him. You are a buffoon. This thing's gonna heal at some point. I am.
So I was already like,
has
this is
2
going
health
too
bars or
well.
something.
I
I'm
was
doing
already in the
too
mindset
well.
of like, all right, everyone was hyping this thing up to be so difficult, and I'm kind of crushing it. So there's got to be a catch here.
Okay. All right. Watch
I was
out.
halfway through its health bar, barely taking any damage.
We can't take more. I can't take much more of this, brother. Number 1, you're not in here. Number 2, have you seen how little damage I've taken? Are you watching this right now, Walter? On your little monitor, safe at home, in your pleasant little house? Probably drinking a beer, watching the cracking up a cold with the boys, huh? Is that what you're doing, Walter? Don't talk to me about what I can and can't take.
Is MLGS an AC6? I don't know what that is.
Enemy core response. Silent.
No way that was it.
Wait, it's coming back.
Big shocker. Okay, now I'm ricocheting off it, which isn't great.
I always call it Moonlit
Oh my
Great.
God.
Oh,
The entire
sorry,
lake is
Moonlight
turning into a
Greatsword.
weapon.
It is in Armored Core 6. Yes, this boss uses it, I believe, and I collected it
I'm not
right
doing
before
any
this
damage
fight.
to it. Destroyed its generator. Where's the generator? Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, that was a pretty big hit.
Walter,
Okay,
go
gotta
and I'll
watch out
drink
for
a beer for that.
Woo-hoo. Oh my god, that's quite an attack.
Didn't
Unfortunately,
even
it
manage to
didn't
hit me with
for
it.
you, that is.
Unbelievable.
Come on, you little bitch. Come on, it's getting so close to staggering, but just not doing it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I carried that sword. I used it throughout the entire game, and just would rely on stagger damage. It's so busted to do that too.
Okay, this first enemy to ever have 2 health bars. Honestly, expected it sooner. Was expecting it much sooner than this. Woohoo! Oh god. Do I nearly have it? It might get back up, Walter. It's gonna explode. What? It's
So this
gonna
was- this was
explode?
like the
what
big-
the fuck was that? Oh my god! Oh my
Almost
god! What is
died
it doing?
here.
Holy shit! Fuck that! Holy fuck!
So sad Moonlit Great Sword isn't in Sekiro. I'm so sorry, Eros. But thank you for the $2. That's
I
very
feel like it's
sweet.
getting more hyperactive.
This boss is Walter.
Okay, if I can just get another stagger, it's done. It's over.
And I was right.
Unless it has a 3rd health bar, which, you know, from software moment, who knows? Yowza!
So I was very proud of that. I was very proud of beating that first try. I also beat the last boss first try, but people didn't hype that one up as much. So Armored Core 6, one of my favorite games I played this year. I loved it. It was such a great game. I had a great time playing it, and I want to play it more. I want to get through the New Game Plus stuff. I do feel like it wasn't as difficult as the other FromSoft titles, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting that kind of experience. You know, I went into it expecting that this was different. You know, this was a mech game, not a FromSoft or Souls-like. It was still very hard. It was still a very hard game, but like, you know, I managed to one try most of the bosses. So, are there pretty women in Armored Core 6 like the other FromSoft games? I mean, there's women, but you don't get to see any of them, so you can just decide whether or not you think they're pretty. Why is one of the thumbnails just a penis? Because for the first Armored Core stream, you're allowed to like make your own custom decals in Armored Core, and I spent like an hour making one that looked like a cock. Where was that? Was that early in the stream? Yeah, I spent a good amount of time just making a penis. And then I posted it to the Armored Core subreddit, and they took it down because it was inappropriate.
These squares might work. Just gotta.
Hi, Luca. How you doing?
You know,
or bye.
look
I'm
in
not
the
sure what
right
you're
spot.
saying, but hi. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Say goodbye to your monetization, Mac. You say that, but this stream did not get demonetized.
This. Oh,
When I streamed it like this, it did not get demonetized. By the way, guys, if you haven't liked this stream, I'd really appreciate it if you got in there and did that. And then after playing Mech Warrior and Stalker and God of War and Armored Core, I think I already said Armored Core, and Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, all these excellent games. Ciao is high in Italy. Isn't it also by though? Well, welcome Italy. After all of that, fucking Starfield came out, and my lack of excitement was still disappointed by it.
The nose is already breakfast.
And I kind of just spent
Game Brain wants to do
most of the time talking about how much I didn't like the
when
game.
presented with environments. Yeah, it's hard to ignore because it's like, what if something is useful? But it's probably not worth your time.
How many times did I play Starfield? So I played Starfield on stream 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 4 times on stream, and then I stopped playing it because it was so boring. I hope you're being sarcastic, Pedro, because I think that's a good thing in Starfield. That's a great thing, in fact. That doesn't ruin Starfield. The choosing your pronouns has nothing to do with how I feel about the quality of Starfield. I think that's a good thing. No, God, I got Starfield for free. I don't feel bad about playing it for only like 2 hours. Yeah, I'm glad it's on Game Pass because I do not want to give Bethesda $70 for that crap. And I'm playing it off stream right now because I'm thinking about whether or not I want to do a video about it. And man, Starfield just is not good. I wrote some notes about it, and I'll share some of my notes about it. Why don't I show? I wrote an intro segment that I could use for the video. Do you want to know how to say I don't know in Italian? Sure, why not? I'm also pro pronouns, but that crazy dude's reaction is probably the most unintentionally entertaining thing about Starfield. Oh, it was really funny. It was really funny how butthurt he got about it. What a crybaby. I mean, his name is literally like Baby Man or something like that. What's his name on? I don't remember. Big Man Crybaby, I think is his YouTube name. I relate deeply to the modders who went, I'm not modding the game because the game doesn't have enough work in it. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So the person who made Skyrim Together was working on like a Starfield Together mod, and then he was like, no, this game sucks, and I hate it. It's not even fun to play. I don't want to make mods for it. So he was like, he like posted his work. He was like, if anyone wants to pick this up and work with it, go ahead, but I'm not doing it. Non lo so. Try to say it. Non lo so. There you go. It is on the same engine as Skyrim, and it really holds it back. Pronouns are good, not going to lie, not sarcasm. Good. I'm glad you feel that way. So I'm going to read you guys the intro that I wrote for a potential video on Starfield. I don't know if this will probably change dramatically, so I don't mind reading it. But I had an idea for an intro, and I wrote a couple paragraphs. I have a philosophy when it comes to video games. Garbage writing can't ruin a fun game, and good writing can't fix a boring game. This philosophy comes from how I enjoy video games, which is to say that gameplay comes first and foremost. Most of my favorite video games have mediocre or below writing, and I love them because they're fun. That's all I need a game to be, entertaining. There are exceptions to every rule, such as the recent God of War games, which I adore both for the writing and gameplay, but I would definitely care about them a lot less if the combat wasn't so goddamn fun. I spent a couple years on YouTube making videos. Recently, sorry, I skipped a line. Recently, though, I have noticed myself starting to care about video game writing a lot more. I spent a couple years on YouTube making videos that analyze the writing of manga and anime, and as a result, I spend a lot more time thinking about writing as a whole. And thanks to that, it seems like the writing of video games occupies a much larger part of my evaluation of them than it did before. Now, I still hold the same philosophy that garbage writing can't ruin a fun game, and good writing can't fix a boring game. But I now believe that garbage writing can hurt a fun game. Good writing still can't fix a boring game. I'm never playing Red Dead 2. I'm saying all this right at the beginning of the video because I spent the last few weeks playing Starfield, and I realized that a ton of the notes I was writing had to do with the writing. I wrote plenty about the gameplay too, and believe me, we're going to talk about that, but the writing really stuck out to me this time like never before. Because it's crap. It's so poorly written that I frequently found myself taken aback by just how bad it is. But what do I know, right? I'm just a guy on YouTube with stupid hair. I've never made a video game before, so what right do I have to criticize them? At least that's what Emil Pagliarulo, Bethesda's lead writer, believes. According to him, you aren't allowed to criticize Starfield or Bethesda until you've seen what it takes to make a video game. So there's the paragraph I wrote on Starfield. That's the potential beginning of a script, but I've taken just a ton of notes on it, about everything that I think sucks about it, and there's a lot. There's a ton of notes. It's like every time I play the game, I take a ton of notes about it. Oh God. Excuse me. I have not read Hunter x Hunter. As an Italian, I approve your pronunciation. Well, thank you. You know what hour it is for me? I don't know. Which is funny to think that Skyrim itself is a game platform now. Pretty much. That's the benchmark for bad hair. What do I have then? I don't personally think I have bad hair. I just like to poke fun at the comments people make about me. There's a lot of people who make comments about my hair, so it was a reference to that. We play Getting Over It. I've already played Getting Over It. Counterpoint on good writing helping a somewhat boring game is the Trails series. I adore that world and the character, but about 20 hours in each of those games, you're strong enough to sleep. Walk through combat. Still, even as a visual novel, extra steps on there day one. Trails series. I don't know what the Trails series. Oh, actually, I think Trails of Arise. What the fuck is that? I think I know what you're talking about. I mean, that just comes down to a difference of opinion more than anything else. I understand that writing is very important for a lot of people in video games. It's like it's me specifically, and I know that I'm weird. That writing in video games is not very important for me. Thank you, Pedro. I really appreciate that. After that sneeze, I have to go blow my nose again. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. Shit. I like these headphones a lot. They have this weird locking mechanic that gets the cord stuck sometimes. And it's really annoying. Woo-hoo-hoo. Sorry. A game is not that hard to make if you accept it won't please everyone. Trying to make a marketable game which gets every market is what ruins them. I would agree with that. I would agree with that sentiment too. I mean, I would still say the games are very hard to make, but I would agree with that sentiment. Why didn't he take them off? Because it's hard to get headphones over my hair. So I'd rather unplug them. Mack has definitely played D&D before. I believe we played together a few times. I think we did. I've played D&D. Yeah. D&D is fun. I did my friends are running a D&D, a pseudo D&D game. It's like a version they made, but that uses D&D rule set. They're running a campaign with some of my friends, and I opted out of joining into it because they wanted to do it like every 2 weeks, and I just wasn't sure if I'd be able to commit to doing it so regularly. But they had me on as like a guest character a couple weeks ago, and I played like a character who was an ally to their characters in the game, and then at the end I like turn into a boss, which was really fun. Want to know how to say I don't care in Italian? Sure. I think you were thinking of the Tales games rather than Trails games. Trails is a long series of J indie RPGs by Falcom with one shared world. Okay, yeah, I've never heard of it then. I think Tales is what I was thinking of. Non mi importa. Non mi importa. I'm not going to do a racist Italian impression. I was very tempted to. So, back to what we were talking about, Starfield. Yeah, that was definitely a letdown. Even as somebody who had no hype for it, I expected Bethesda to drop the ball because I felt that they have just languished in mediocrity for some time now. And I was still disappointed by it. I was still shocked by how bad it is. Just by how just not great it is. That was extraordinarily good. Well, thank you, Luca. And I may make a video about it because I have a lot of thoughts I want to share about it. And I'm worried a bit about whether or not people would even watch it because there's a lot of people talking about how bad Starfield is and video games aren't my normal content right now. So, but I might make it anyway because at the end of the day, I make the videos that I want to make, not the videos that I think will sell, so to speak. And then on the back of Starfield, we had fucking Payday 3. Oh boy, Payday 3. What a fiasco this has been.
Now,
Come for the game commentary, stay for the Italian listen.
Uh-oh, trying to kill me while I'm trying to play a safe. Don't appreciate that much.
Bill and I spent
you're
like
good, I got
2-3 hours trying to stealth this heist, and we did eventually do it. So, man, Payday 3 has been kind of frustrating. I feel kind of bad for the developers, and I feel kind of bad for. I feel kind of bad hearing people shit talk as much as they do, because the thing about Payday 3 is it is legitimately a really good game. It's really fun. It's a really well made. I had no faith in this. I had no faith in this because every time Overkill has tried to make a new game since Payday, it hasn't been good. But Payday 3 is legitimately really fun, and I think like a really good upgrade on Payday. But man, did they fumble the bag on launch. Man, they had, I don't think, enough heists in the base game. 8 was not really a lot. The servers were shit for weeks. The fact that there's no offline mode is very frustrating. If every time a space traveling game was a fraud, I gained a penny, I would have 2 pennies. I'd have a lot of pennies at this point. No Man's Sky, Starfield, Star Citizen, even Elite Dangerous launched in a pretty rough state. Something about space games, they're just hard to make, and like we gotta appreciate that. But, and then Payday 3 comes out with a new heist, and the heist costs what, $10? When new heists in Payday 2 used to cost like $4. I appreciate all the work they're putting into the game, and I do think they deserve like a good amount of compensation for the work that they're doing, but $10 for heist is a lot to ask, man. Especially when the game launched with 8. A lot of what's great about Payday 2 is just how much content there is in the game now. So for them, for Payday 3 to be great, we need a few years of like new heists to like fill out the lack of content in it. And it's just very frustrating. Don't forget No Man's Sky got better though. Yeah, I mean No Man's Sky and Elite Dangerous both have like fixed their issues, but video this gear? What are you asking me? Didn't 505 Games lose the publishing rights to put Payday 3 and publish a half-assed single-player Payday clone with D-list celebrities? What was the game called? You're thinking of Rock Crime City? Is that what it is? I don't think they ever had the rights to Payday 3. That's not a thing, because Payday 2 was a self-published game. It was, I believe at least, it was developed and published by the same people. So they always had the rights, so they were always going to make the sequel. I think what Payday 3 is doing by porting over, I think what Payday 3 is doing by porting over Payday 2 heists and like updating them and making them available in Payday 3, I think that's awesome. And I think It's great. I appreciate that they're making those available for free, and I appreciate that they're doing that because I think that if they can port over a ton of Payday 2 heists, it'll be fantastic. But I want to see the heists come down in price. No, Payday 2 is published by Starbreeze as well. But I don't think Overkill was owned by Starbreeze at the time. They are now, so it's definitely self-published. But it was published by Starbreeze at the time. So that's my thoughts on Payday 3. I think Payday 3 is an excellent game. I think it just needs a couple more years to be like really solid because it needs a lot more content. And I think they need to bring down the price of new heists. $10 is a lot to ask. It really is. Cyberpunk was a huge flop at the beginning. You know what? Let's talk about that too, because it was around this time that I was playing Cyberpunk. So Cyberpunk 2077, once the 2.0 update launched, I did a full playthrough from the beginning so I could get ready for the DLC and so I could see all the changes they made. And holy crap, they really made the game excellent. I think Cyberpunk 2077 is an excellent game now. I played it when it first came out and I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was bad, but I thought it was okay. Now I love it. I think Cyberpunk 2077 is a fantastic game. It was one of my most played games this year after Deep Rock Galactic, which is a game that I played a ton off stream. Deep Rock Galactic, also an excellent game. Cyberpunk 2077, I'm super impressed with it now. They really made something special with all the changes that they made, and I'm really glad they stuck with it and fixed it. I'm really happy about that. What I didn't like about 2.0 is the removal of cyberware mods. I screamed when I found out. Well, I mean, I don't know the list of changes as well because I only played Cyberpunk once and I didn't like 100% it. But I, for one, think the cyberware system is way better than it was in the base game. I have not played Turbo Overkill or Ultra Kill. I do own both of those games. So I haven't played them. Now, we should not forgive, or not, maybe forgive isn't the right word. We should not forget that Cyberpunk dropped in a really crappy state. And CD Projekt Red, we need to hold them accountable for that, and not pretend that didn't happen. But I am very happy with the state that Cyberpunk 2077 is good now. I'm happy with the state it's in. Sorry, my words are kind of falling apart right now. I don't know if I'll stream Overkill. We'll see. I'll put it on the Patreon poll. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, first of all, if you didn't like the stream, I'd really appreciate it if you did that. I'm going to do a little Patreon plug for a second. I have a Patreon. It's only $5 a month. It's the best way to support the channel. You get access to all kinds of early access and behind-the-scenes content and updates and stuff like that. And one of the Patreon perks is that I occasionally run polls for what game I should play on stream, and patrons get to vote what game I play. So if you want me to play Ultra Kill, I'll put it on a Patreon poll, and you can vote for me too. I never played GTFO. I don't really like the multiplayer horror stuff personally, but is YouTube running mid-rolls on the stream? Is that what Pedro's talking about? I shouldn't be running mid-rolls. So Payday 3, my feeling on it is that I'm generally pretty happy about it. I think it's an excellent game and I really like playing it. I just want more content. And I do think they should add it in an offline mode and like peer-to-peer matchmaking if they can. I don't know how big of an ask that is, but it sucks when these games that are online only go down and you can't play them anymore. Payday 3 is a great game. I'd like to still be able to play it 20 years from now. I don't want the game to disappear and all the money I spent on the $10 heists to disappear when they turn off the servers. Least favorite Berserk arc? I mean, I do think the Black Swordsman arc is pretty weak. When I was reading the Black Swordsman arc, I was not super into it. I didn't get super into Berserk until Golden Age arc, but I think Black Swordsman arc is very important. I had an ad just now with a guy wearing glasses advertising his OnlyFans or something. That's weird. You shouldn't be getting mid-rolls on the stream. I should have them turned off. That's weird. I don't know if I can change that midstream. Yeah, you shouldn't be getting mid-roll ads. That's weird. Oh, BioShock. I played BioShock this year. BioShock. That That was an interesting development. So my experience with Bioshock was really interesting. I didn't like it at first. I really don't like the puzzles, the hacking system. I don't like that you have to do it constantly. It's really annoying. You got an ad on Patreon? Oh. What is the character you want to die the most in Berserk? For me, it's the God Hand. I don't know. Payday 2 was indeed initially published by 505. Starbreeze then bought back the rights and celebrated by removing microtransactions for Payday 2. Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Thanks for looking that up, Matthew. I didn't know that. I guess 505 must have been the reason that they briefly did the loot crates with like weapon skins that everybody hated. I meant you wanted to see die the most. No, I know what you meant. I just don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. So yeah, Bioshock was interesting. I was having a really tough time with it, and I didn't like doing the hacking. I didn't like a lot of the systems. I just was not really enjoying Bioshock. I started enjoying it a lot more after I stepped down the difficulty. I guess the game, like the awkward comment and the difficulty didn't match me. Generally speaking, I don't have to like play games on an easier difficulty, but stepping down the difficulty on Bioshock did make it a lot more fun for me, and I enjoyed it a lot more after that. So I'm glad I played Bioshock. I had a good time playing it, but the first couple streams, I was not having it. I'm also glad I gave it as much of a chance as I did. I know people really wanted me to play it, so I kept playing it even though I wasn't having the best time, and I kept just hoping I would start enjoying it more. And eventually I did. I don't read Berserk, okay? I mean, that's fine. Oh, you were responding to Pedro, I think. City Skylines 2. Let's talk about another fumbled launch. This game launched in a horrible state.
What's up, Fanner?
And they warned us about it before it even came out. And why do you have a lot of penis thumbnails? Do I have a lot of them? Yeah, I guess I do. What can I say? I don't know. City Skyline launched in a horrible state, and the developers were like, yeah, it's going to launch in an awful state. Don't know what to tell you. And then they came out and they were like, sorry. It's going to need a little bit before it's like good to go, but I do think it's a good base. There's a lot of good changes that I like. City Skylines 2 is pretty fun. I want to play more of it. I just haven't found the motivation to. Mostly because it's in such a bad state. But I do think a lot of the changes are good. I think that a lot of the changes force you to build your cities differently, which I really appreciate because I can't just play it like City Skylines.
Where the fuck was that?
What was the moment in Demon Slayer that made you want to kill the creator? No moments. None. I don't want to kill people. I don't have any personal beef with the author of Demon Slayer. I just don't think they're a good writer. I'm sure they're a good person. I'm sure they're fine. Maybe a little sexist, but what can you do? Metaphorically speaking, again, no moment. I don't have anything against the writer. I just think they're a bad writer. By the way, this stream ended up being my most viewed stream for the year, which goes to show how much smaller the VOD channel is. 217 subs and 368 views is my most viewed stream on the VOD channel. Made a commenter very upset. Why slander City Skyline 2 with that title? You can't even make a big enough city to melt. More like a walkthrough than a speed run. What did I say? I mean, you took this title way too seriously and it's sad. Yeah. So this guy, the joke was that the game was in a very poor state and ran really poorly, even on good hardware. So I called it melting my GPU speed run. And this guy got really upset about it. Which is funny. It's Asia. I mean, I don't be racist, but I do read a lot, and it isn't that sexy if you compare it to a lot to other writers. Okay, so I know what you're talking about, Jello, and I don't accept that as a response. I've had lots of people tell me that it's not fair for me to hold like Western standards for Eastern writers. And again, the same thing with people telling me that I can't criticize One Piece's pacing because it's weekly. I feel like you're addressing the symptoms rather than the virus. I am going to criticize anime for being misogynistic. I am going to criticize Gotoge for being sexist. Because I want to see improvement. Because I think the way that they're thinking is backwards. And I think it needs to be more progressive than that. You know what I mean? I don't think that sticking our heads in the sand and saying it's Japan and they're just kind of like that is a healthy way to go about it. We should be critical of it. The more we voice our problems with it, the more likely there is to be change. What do you mean to say that JJK is lackluster writing? I just don't think any of the characters or the story are particularly compelling. That's all it is, really. Like the story isn't that interesting to me. The characters aren't that interesting to me. What is one critique you would give to Land of the Lustrous? The character designs are very homogenous, and it can be very difficult to tell characters apart sometimes. It's much easier in the anime, but in the manga, like sometimes there's just characters that I'm just like, I don't recognize this person. The story seems to suggest that they've been around for a while, but I don't recognize them. How is Demon Slayer sexist? Have you seen Mitsuri? Have you seen the booby lady who's obsessed with finding a husband? She's not a character. Her whole character is being a woman. She is canonically the strongest woman in the series, but she's not muscular because that would taint her ability to be sexually attractive. She has to have this stupid lore reason that she has muscles that are 8 times denser than normal, so the writer can still have her be strong without having to make her muscular. And then her entire motivation is she wants to find a husband. That's why she's a demon slayer. That's why she's strong, because she wants to find a husband. That's so fucking stupid. That's extremely sexist to have a woman whose entire identity is just men. Her entire identity is men. I want men. What about My Hero Academia? What about it? From a writing a female character's perspective, because that's bad too. Uraraka's whole character revolves around Deku. She's not allowed to have character beyond that. That's why I chose not to be muscular too, for being sexy, wanting a husband reasons. That's the ticket. What is a critique for My Hero Academia? Well, I hate the way that Ochako is written. How about that? Have you seen Apothecary Diaries? What about their female cast? Okay, I haven't seen Apothecary Diaries, but let me say, saying what about this thing? We call that whataboutism, and it doesn't address the criticism that I'm making. Apothecary Diaries can be sexist, and Demon Slayer can be sexist. One can be less sexist than the other, but they're both sexist. I don't know what to tell you. Every female character in Demon Slayer more or less exists to service the male characters, and all of them have these girly powers, and one of the stronger female characters can't cut off Demon's head because she's too weak for that, and half of the characters who work in like healing and nursing that characters back to health are women. It was separate. I just heard good things and read about it a bit. It wasn't whataboutism. Oh, really? Okay. I thought you were saying it was much worse. Is it good? Apparently, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Who do you think is stronger between Naruto, Ichigo, or Luffy? I don't know. I don't care. No problem, Aaron. Not a problem. And Demon Slayer's girls' breathing styles. Yeah, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And people are like, oh, well, Mitsuri uses love breathing because she was supposed to learn flame breathing, but it didn't mix with her. Okay, so she made up her own girly style to use? That's so stupid. Just let her be a fire breather. Or flame breather, whatever. It's so dumb. Favorite One Piece fight? Katakuri's really strong. So is Rob Lucci. Probably, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. It's probably the fight with Rob Lucci. I love Rob Lucci as an antagonist. I loved how it was one of the first fights where Luffy felt really equally matched with his opponent, and also that Rob Lucci is not a Logia is not a Logia or a mythological Zoan. He's just a regular Zoan, and yet he's super tough. I love Rob Lucci for that. I love him just being like just a strong guy. What's your opinion on Shiratori from Don to Don? I like her generally. I think she can be kind of annoying. But I think the whole thing with her being in love with Okarun is really stupid. Sorry, that's a bit done and on spoilers, but I think that's really dumb. I think it's a dumb plot point. Danzadon definitely has that issue with every female character falling in love with the main character, which I hate. Which is definitely something I would criticize about it. To be fair, when's the last time you saw a girl that likes insects? Yes, I know it's butterflies. Well, that's the problem, right? It's called insect breathing, but because it's a girl using it, every insect that we see is a butterfly. If it was a male insect breathing user, maybe we would see some caterpillars or a centipede. But because the only insect breathing user is a female character, it's all butterflies. I love Maki from JJK. She's my favorite. Maki's the best. I want her to beat the crap out of me. I want her to kill me. I think JJK is somewhat better about this. Self-motivated female characters like Maki, no manga spoilers, but damn, so maybe the next generation is all right. Time will tell. Yeah, absolutely. I think JJK does female characters really well. What about Elf Help from Guilty Gear and Xrd? I don't know. I have not played the Guilty Gear games. Sorry. Started watching Avatar The Last Airbender. It's a really nice show so far. That's great. I love Avatar The Last Airbender. It's a great show. And Katara, pretty well written female character. The not Logia thing is refreshing. A shame he's getting his ass handed to him. Are you talking about in current? Because I don't want to talk about current if it's, manga spoilers. Can't wait to watch Legend of Korra. Yeah, Legend of Korra is like a lot of people convinced me that Legend of Korra was like shit. It's not as good as Last Airbender, but it is very good nonetheless. I really like Legend of Korra. So yeah, how to write female characters. 1, write a normal character. Yes, absolutely, Rajo. I 100% agree. And there's a lot of stupid people who take my take on Demon Slayer and think like, oh, you don't want female characters to be written as feminine. That's not true at all. But there should be strength in their femininity rather than them appearing to be weak because of their femininity. It's pretty simple, really. I thought Korra was in well. I liked it a lot. You make a video on Fire Punch? Maybe. Who's your least favorite character in Chainsaw Man? I don't know. I like all of them. I mean, there's characters that I dislike as like a person, but as a character, I like them for what they do in the story. You know what I mean? I don't know. I like them all. I mean, that's the approach that the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure author took with Part 6. When he wrote Jolene, he has a book, and I read it. And he wrote about how when he decided to make Part 6, he wanted to just write a protagonist who was a woman. He didn't want the fact that she was a woman to be to change how he wrote her. And I think Jolene's a really good character as a result of that. Now, generally speaking, the character writing in JJBA is pretty lackluster, so it fails in that regard, but she's not like worse than the male characters. She's like on the same level. I disagree, Aaron. But I don't want to get into a discussion about Maki because it's anime only spoilers. Best characters are the ones you hate because of how good they are written. Yeah, I mean, Doflamingo from One Piece. I hate Doflamingo as a person, but I love him as a character. He's a super effective character. He's just a fucking horrible person. What about Lucy Steele from SBR? I don't really remember her that much. All right, back to talking about this stuff. We got kind of sidetracked for a bit there, but we're getting up to the end here. So I guess we should talk about the adaptation video since I think around the time that came out. This video came out. Very proud of this one too. I made 3 videos this year. Can you guys believe it?
Adaptation of One Piece.
Your hormones are talking cap. Maki is really flat. I don't think that's a good way to approach a discussion for you to just say, you're wrong. It's an opinion. I disagree with your opinion, and I have my own reasons for disagreeing that I'm not going to talk about because anime only spoilers. Trying to write off my opinions is rude, and I would appreciate it if you didn't do that.
Saying I love One Piece does not mean I love everything about One Piece or that I have no criticism.
So yeah, this video came out. Don't forget the Thanksgiving Thanksgiving short Mac posted when he got to November. When did this come out? It was this was right before this video. So I had my legendary short that was not at all plagiarized. It was a little yoink and twist, okay? Which was a pretty funny meme. When was that? It wasn't this long ago, was it? When did I post that fucking short? I post so many shorts, who knows? It wasn't this long ago. When did I post that short? Where is it? There it is.
Hey everybody, real quick, just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to you all. I hope you had a great day today. I thought I was going to miss this. I thought it was going to be too late, but I'm thankful for you. Just want to get that out there. That's why I made this video. I'm thankful for you. And I hope you had a great turkey day. I know I did. I've got a new video coming out tomorrow. It's about how to adapt manga into anime and really just how to do adaptation in general. So hope you'll stop by, let me know what you think, and hopefully you'll enjoy the video. I'm thankful for you. I'll see you later.
I had to film that a lot of times to get it right. I think you're outvoted anyway. Outvoted anyway. If you want to play the objective fat game, brother, I say with love and respect. I have no idea what you're referring to. How much does that shelf cost? You're talking about the one behind me? I don't remember. It was pretty cheap. So yeah, this was a video that. So again, this was. This is a video that was kind of a long time in the making, so to speak. So again, this is a video that I wanted to be like a 20-minute quick thing where I just talk about how to do adaptation using Land of the Lessers as an example. And then I was thinking as I was writing the video, you know, I'd had this idea for a few years where I was like, where I wanted to make a video talking about how poorly adapted One Piece is. And I just kind of decided partway through to roll them together and make one video, and the 20-minute video turned into a 45-minute video. And I'm very proud of how this video turned out. I'm very happy with it. I'm glad to see that most people agree with me, and the people that generally don't have good defenses for it. That was directed at Aaron. Okay, gotcha. I was thinking of making a video game and then making 2 prequel comics on it. What do you think? I don't know. Any idea is a good idea if you execute it well. I have a firm belief that there are no bad ideas, just bad execution. Genuinely. Anything can be done if it's done well. Again, from like a criticism perspective, I think I did a really good job laying out my points and making it clear and making it understandable. And I'm very happy that the response to the video has been pretty good. And a lot of people have told me that they started reading the One Piece manga and like dropped the anime because of my video, and they've been really enjoying it. That makes me super happy. I love to hear that. That's awesome. And
of it. It just so happens that I love One Piece despite its flaws.
This is the most replayed part
When
of the
I
video.
make a One Piece video,
Why is that? What is
new
this?
life into a scene we've seen before and offers a fresh, new experience that only this medium can carry out. That means we're getting something out of this experience that the manga can't provide. And that's what any great adaptation should be able to do. But doing that is really hard. And Toei doesn't like doing things the hard way.
I think probably that statement made a few people mad.
You'll have fights in this series where nearly every shot is just a one-to-one replication of what
Oh,
we've
yo, this is
seen
probably the most replayed because people were comparing the manga panel to the
manga,
animation.
while generally looking worse. And really, calling them animated is being charitable. A lot of these shots are practically a freeze frame with only slight movements added. What am I as a viewer gaining by watching this? Other than an awareness that it's a worse experience. It's an anime, for God's sake. The least you can do is animate things.
So yeah, I'm very happy with this video too, and I wanted to respond to Ninja mentioned something about like the performance of the video and how he hopes it gets more love later, like the way the Emergence video did. And I will say, from a success perspective, this video has not been doing as well as the Vinland Saga video or the Demon Slayer video, but it's not like dramatically worse. You know, the thing is, it's hard to compare a video that's a month old to a video that's 6 months old has been getting views the entire time it's been up, you know? You can't really compare the 900,000 views to that Demon Slayer video got and the 100,000 views that the One Piece video got and say, oh, the adaptation video did way worse because the adaptation video hasn't been out as long. That really does have an impact on it. And I have the ability to look at, in my analytics, how well a video is doing compared to other videos I made in the same time frame, right? So I can look at how many views the Demon Slayer video got in the first week and compare that to how many views that the adaptation video got in the first week, right? And if we're looking at that, right now we're looking at the first 36 days and 5 hours. In the first 36 days, the Demon Slayer video got 186,000 views. The Vinland Saga video got 170,000 views. And the adaptation video has gotten 111,000 views. So it's not like a huge difference. It's trailing behind those two videos. But I wouldn't say this video has been like a failure by any means. Thank you for deleting Luca's messages, Double G. Luca, don't just spam the same message in chat until I read it. Sometimes I just intentionally don't read things. Digging the new hair, man. I appreciate that. Anya Bieza, is that how I pronounce that? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I tried my best. So I'm very happy with how the adaptation video has been doing. You know, anytime a video does more views than I have subscribers, that's a good thing because it means that it's escaping like the velocity of my community. And, you know, it hit 100,000 views, which is always a great thing. It's still doing very well. And I happened to get really fucking lucky because 3 weeks after I made the adaptation video, they decided to announce that they were remaking One Piece. And you know that had an effect on the viewership. You know I saw a huge bump from that. And I definitely changed you know, a lot of people have noticed it and it was intentional, and I would not say that I am embarrassed about it or that it was scummy to do it. But the video was originally titled "One Piece is a Terrible Anime," and after the announcement of the remake, I renamed the video "Why One Piece Needs a Remake," and that's been doing a lot of good for it getting views. So, Mack is main character confirmed. The comments saying your observation hockey is amazing. Yeah, I really enjoy those comments. I enjoy people saying that I have advanced observation hockey. Would you call yourself controversial? I don't think so. I think generally people agree with me when I say, generally people agree with my opinions. And generally I get really positive responses to videos. The only reason I can be considered controversial is because I'm critical and I occasionally say that I don't like things. And no matter what on the internet, if you say that you don't like things, whether they're popular or not, people fucking hate you. It's just the reality. And I knew that ahead of time. The only way that I'm controversial is that I am not afraid to be critical. As a Tokotsu fan, I am legally obligated to praise Toei so they finally make official subs and products for Kamen Rider in the West. Only saying what you like also gets you hate too. That's true. That's true. I get hate on my Vinland Saga and Chainsaw Man videos too for saying that I like them. People just love to be hateful on the internet. Thoughts on Baki? Don't know anything about it. So I'm happy with the performance of that video. I'm very happy with the response to that video. I'm glad to see so many people agree with me. I'm so glad to see it changing so many minds or just convincing people to reconsider what they think about it. There was Twitter blowing up on me, and I just muted the replies to that. But you know, you're a writer. You definitely give off writer vibes. No, I am not a writer. I'm glad you think so, but I'm just someone that really likes to talk about and evaluate writing. So I think that I know a lot about writing, but I am not a writer. In a Demon Slayer video, you critique the sexism of the breathing styles, yet in One Piece, Boa Hancock is fawning over Luffy for everything he does. So would you agree One Piece can write women? I would agree with that. I think the rating women in One Piece is absolutely something that's problematic about it. Like I said in my One Piece in the adaptation video, I love One Piece. It's my favorite manga. That does not mean I have no criticisms of it. I think there are a good number of problems with One Piece. I just love it despite its flaws. Do I think that Boa Hancock in particular is poorly written? I don't know. I haven't really sat down and evaluated it, but there are definitely problems with the way that women are written in One Piece. I really like how you differentiate between subjectivity and objectivity. I see some essays really come down to, I don't like this, therefore bad. I try to be fair more than anything. I try to explain why something doesn't work. I try to have that perspective of like, there's a reason that I don't like this, and I'm going to explain it, rather than just being like, I don't like this. Maybe it's overreading that Man and Luffy is an ace icon. I'd agree with that. It was very eloquent. TB Sky in shorts, and this video will probably make me read the manga from the start to appreciate more. I'd recommend it. There are things that I really like about Boa Hancock. I always appreciate a woman who is in a story, who is written to be sexually attractive, who uses her sex appeal as a part of her strength as a character. I always appreciate that kind of thing. I'm so sick of the trope of like a character being super attractive and dressing super promiscuously, but like also not wanting people to look at her in like a sexual light. It's a boring way to write a character. It's a very boring way to write a character. Let women have that as their strength. Let that be something they're proud of. Let them use it. It's really hard for me to analyze a series, so sometimes I find a bad series good. I mean, that's fine. Biggest One Piece criticism? I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. I would say generally my criticisms for One Piece are outweighed by the things that I think are great about it. What are your predictions for your channel in 2024? I don't think I have any predictions. I have goals, but no predictions. Criticism is good, but never let the larger discussion ruin something you enjoy. If you don't see problematic elements right away, it doesn't inherently mean you agree with them. I am confused by that last statement, but I agree with you generally. Like I said, you can enjoy something despite its flaws, or you can listen to someone's arguments and be like, I just disagree. It doesn't have to be a personal attack on you that someone doesn't like Demon Slayer, you know? That was a long nose clearing? No, it wasn't. What do you mean, microwave? Or did you get up to clear your nose? I don't want to get into talking about One Piece and analyzing it. It's not super important to me right now. Someone did ask, and I want to respond to that. Someone did ask if there was an essay that I'm the least proud of, and absolutely, it's this video here, this Why Dark Souls is So Loved. So for context, I had just started doing video essays, wasn't super familiar with them. I was trying to do one a month at the time, and I made this one, and even as I uploaded it, I knew it sucked, and the longer it's been up, the more I hate it. I fucking hate this video. I think it's awful. It's so bad that it made me stop uploading on a schedule. So you guys can thank how infrequently I upload now to this video. I fucking hate this video. I'm tempted to delete it because it sucks
was related
ass.
to us and was specifically my daughter. But it still doesn't stop you from getting back up and trying again. I think Dwight from
Fucking hate it. Terrible video. Awful. Why is it bad? The script is awful. I didn't have it like properly scripted, so it's a lot of like stammering as I try to figure out what I wanted to say. My points weren't very clear. It's just bad. The jokes are awful. It's just bad. It's just bad in every way. Is that Sonic? Yeah, okay, this is a video that I am proud of. So this is the first video that I did after no longer uploading on a schedule, how music changes a game. This is a video I'm very proud of. There are things I could do a lot better.
learning that dance. Please subscribe.
If you're wondering where the copyright protection boys came from, it came from this video. The Demon Slayer video is a masterpiece. Well, thank you, Shane. I'm glad you think so. That's very kind. Why don't you delete it? Because I think it's important to be aware of your past. I don't want to pretend that I've never had an L take. I don't want to pretend that I've never made a bad video. I would rather keep stuff like this up so people know that I am not perfect, that I have made bad videos, that I didn't fucking shoot out the womb as an excellent video essayist. I am proud of the work that it's taken for me to get here, and I don't want to forget my past. I don't want to forget that I did make bad videos. It's the same reason that I keep my best of 2018 and 2019 videos up. You know, my Let's Plays are still all on the channel. I just don't keep them. They're just unlisted, so they don't fuck with the algorithm, but they're still on the channel, and you guys can watch them whenever you want to. Because I don't want to pretend that I didn't make shit Let's Plays for years. I don't want to pretend that I didn't make these crappy videos. I made shit videos. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I feel that being aware of my past and being aware of my failures makes what I'm doing now all the more gratifying and impressive. Bro lives with his scars on? Yeah, absolutely. The worst realization I have when writing is writing analysis is when I'm just saying what everyone else is. I understand that feeling for sure, Oheen. That's why when I make videos, I try to make sure that I'm saying something unique. There have been like video ideas that I've had where I'm like, I mean, people ask me all the time, like, would I make a video on JJK? Would I make a video on Attack on Titan? My answer is that while I'm not writing it off completely, I don't have anything particularly interesting to say about it. I'd be saying the things other people have said before. So like, you know, yeah, that's what, you know, that's why I don't delete this video. I hate this video. And I want it to stay up here, and I want my hatred of it to fuel me to make better videos. That's why I keep it up. I would say a lot of these early videos suck. This video sucks. This video sucks. This one's funny. These ones have funny moments. This video had a good point, but was executed very poorly. This video I'm still very proud of, actually. I could have done it a lot better today, but I did a pretty good job for it at the time. This video sucks ass. And I'm proud of everything past that point. Every video I've made past that point, I'm very proud of. So, adaptation video comes out. That's at the beginning of November. November was actually a very interesting month for me, and I want to share some pictures with you guys. But give me a minute to figure out which ones I want to send. I went to Portland for a few days with a friend in November, and I had a really great time. And I wanted to show you guys some pictures that I took, some stuff that I saw. One of the places that I went was the Chinese and Japanese gardens in Portland. There's two different ones, and I want to show you guys some pictures from that experience because it was really very lovely. Let me just pull up a bunch of pictures. Portland mentioned. Yeah, I spent a few days in Portland. It was really nice. It was that couple weeks when I was on break and not streaming. Do you feel pressured by your audience to when they ask if you can do this or that? Not really pressured. I guess you could say I do find it kind of annoying sometimes, but that's just what happens when you you know, make content on YouTube. People are going to ask you to do certain things. I appreciate when people are understanding that I'm not going to do every video idea that they want, you know. Hi, Frangulon. Welcome to the stream. Good video release right before the end of the fiscal year. It could also be... Oh, shit. My internet's kind of dying. Okay, I think we're good. I think it was because I was uploading stuff. I'm not sure what just happened, but... You made a video on Emergence. How did you even censor that? Well, you should watch it and find out. I turned the entire thing into a game of Magic the Gathering. That's how I did it. Can also be good fodder for future projects as you grow. Going back over topic and addressing where you've grown can be inspiring for future creators, better than deletion. That's a good point too. I've actually considered, I'm not saying I will do this, but I've considered the possibility of making a new video on Death Stranding so that I can talk about how I failed the first time that I made that video and talk about my points again, because my biggest problem with the Death Stranding video that I look back on it now is that I did have good points that I stand by, but I did a very poor job of explaining them. And I can understand why so many people misunderstood what I was trying to say. So I want to show you guys some pictures. For context, by the way, I'm using a dead server. So this is the Chinese Gardens in Portland. It's a very small kind of tourist attraction that is styled after like a very small Chinese garden, and it's beautiful. And it was raining like crazy the day we went, and it was just gorgeous. And it was a really nice experience. And we got this like personal guided tour with a tour guide, and she told us about a lot of the design philosophies behind stuff, which was really, really nifty. You know, they like, for example, they intentionally do not build straight pathways in these places because you're supposed to like stop and appreciate things and turn and look at stuff. And they have all these gorgeous plant life up here, and it's really fantastic. Oregon does not have sales tax. Yeah, it's pretty lit. We just have really high state taxes. And then went to the Japanese garden, which was also beautiful, also gorgeous. Much larger than the Chinese garden, so it's much more stretched out, much more focused on nature, where the Chinese garden was a lot more focused on the architecture. Go to the Rhodes Garden, what's in bloom too, really nice place to hike. I have not been there. And I took some really nice pictures here. It was raining the day we were there too. It was just raining the entire time we were in Portland because it's Portland and Portland rains, which I loved. I love rain. I don't mind that at all. And I took some really beautiful pictures. There's so much gorgeous plant life. So many beautiful colors. It was the perfect time to go because it was right in the middle of fall. Having an emergency at such a place will be crazy with all the twists and turns. That's true. This is a really cool art installation that we saw. It's like a Japanese temple, half destroyed and then mirrored, which is a really cool thing to see. So that was a really exciting thing that I did while I was this year that I just want to kind of share with you guys. And one of the things that I saw both in the Chinese gardens and the Japanese garden were bonsai trees. There was an entire bonsai section in the Japanese garden, which I didn't take a lot of pictures of, unfortunately. There was an entire bonsai section, which was really cool to see. And there were Chinese bonsai too, and Chinese bonsai actually go by a different name that I can't remember the name of right now. But the really cool thing that I learned was that Chinese bonsai have a different design philosophy from Japanese bonsai. You know, when you think of bonsai, you think of like twisting trees and stuff like that. You think of like this kind of thing, like these like trees that like twist and turn and have all these turns and stuff like that. That's because Japanese bonsai try to replicate what nature can do to a tree while making it very visually interesting, right? So these twists and turns stuff like this is manufactured. How they do this is they wrap wire around the trunk and they bend it so it grows that way. Penjing, that's it. Thank you, Matthew. Penjing is Chinese bonsai, and the idea is instead to let nature do its own course. So a lot of Chinese bonsai that we saw in the Chinese garden are grown straight up. They don't have the bends and stuff like that because the idea is that you actually don't mess with it much and you just let it grow into a tiny tree. So you can see they're much more straight up. They're designed to replicate like a miniature landscape, which is really cool. And welcome back, Matthew or Ziva. And because of my experience at the Japanese garden and the Chinese garden, I got interested in growing bonsai. Is that the correct pronunciation for bonsai? Had never noticed. So technically the pronunciation is bonsai, but everybody in America pronounces it bonsai, so I just say it that way too, so it's easier to understand. But technically it's bonsai. So this is my little bonsai tree. It's a Japanese juniper. It's 4 years old. It's just a baby, so it's ready to be worked on. I'm not showing it. My bad. This is my bonsai. I didn't mean to not show it. I didn't realize I was still on camera. It's a baby bonsai. It's only 4 years old. It's ready to be like shaped and worked on, but it's still young. Don't you have a cat with that thing even to survive a week? Yes, my cat is very good. She doesn't like mess with things that she's not supposed to, which is very sweet. When I got the bonsai, I had to repot it. So the potting work is done by me, but the tree was grown by somebody else. And then I'll also share. I was, for the first few weeks I had it, I just kind of left it the way that it was. And I kept watering it because I didn't want to mess with it too much in case I fucking killed it. Name it Mo. I don't think I will. You're growing your hair as a tree. Wow. But recently I actually found out that I noticed that I was having a lot of new growths on the tree. And so I decided to start doing some work on it. I did some pruning yesterday and some shaping. It does not have a name. Everyone keeps asking its name. I don't have a name for it. I don't name plants. So this is a clover that was growing. I tore that out because it's actually a weed. But you can see like there's some new growths growing on it that are really cute. So I pruned back some of the lower branches, and got rid of some of the like downward facing branches. And then I used wire to shape the main branch into a different direction. And it doesn't look as cute as a result, but like 3-4 months from now, I'll pull the wire off and it'll keep growing in this direction. So you'll have this nice curve where it goes this way and then this way. And I'll let it grow this way for a bit and then I'll curve it back the other way and kind of keep it going straight. So you have like a nice kind of S curve that I think will look really nice. And I've really been enjoying it. It's really fun to like keep an eye on it every day and like check if it's growing well and check if it needs anything, and doing the pruning and the wiring was really fun. So I've been really enjoying that. And I'm also separately, I bought this bonsai as kind of practice because it's already pre-grown and it just needs to be like taken care of and like continue to be styled and continue to be worked on. And it'll be good practice because what I'm also doing separately is growing some red maple seeds. And you can't see anything right now because they're still on the ground. The red maple seeds need to germinate over winter and then they'll sprout up in spring. So I planted 10 seeds. There's 5 in this one. There's another one over here you can kind of see. I planted 10 red maple seeds, and it's going to be 3 or 4 years of taking care of them before they're ready to have any work on them. So the juniper tree is for practice while I grow the red maple seeds. People forget you read bad manga on purpose and with purpose. I mean, people do forget it, I think, but also I think people don't understand it. But it is an intentional thing that I do. So that's I wanted to share that new hobby I have with you guys. I have started growing bonsai and taking care of bonsai, and it's really exciting. I'm like reading books about bonsai. I have 2 books that just came in the mail about bonsai, and I already read 1 book about bonsai. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. So that's another cool thing that happened this year. I got into growing bonsai, and I can't wait to keep doing it. Was there a manga you dropped immediately after chapter 1? No, I don't think so. I have watched Joseph Anderson. He's a huge influence on me and my content. I started kind of getting into writing analysis as a result of watching Joseph Anderson videos. I don't get why people read stuff they hate. You don't need to read the whole thing to give a reason for why you hate it. I would disagree on 2 fronts. First of all, I read things that I don't like because I think it's important to create a contrast so you can better appreciate things that you like, right? How can I say what is good about Chainsaw Man if I don't know what's bad, why it works, right? How can I understand why Demon Slayer doesn't work if I don't know why Chainsaw Man works, and vice versa? I think you need a good contrast so you can better appreciate good things. I intentionally read manga that I'm not particularly a fan of to better to flesh out my abilities as a critic, essentially. And also, I don't really think it's fair to criticize something without subjecting yourself to the entirety of it. You can say you don't like something, but if you tell me you don't like One Piece and you only read 100 chapters, I'm not going to take your opinion very seriously. If you tell me you don't like One Piece because you have read it and you are able to distill out and explain to me why you don't like it, then fair enough. You know, your opinion is perfectly valid, and you're allowed to have it, obviously. But I don't take the opinions of people who don't actually immerse themselves in the things that they don't like very seriously, because they aren't giving it a proper chance. They aren't allowing it to do its thing. Is his Witcher 3 video coming out soon? Because he's been working on it for like 5 years. I hope it is. If you like low maintenance plants and lemons, then go to Lowe's and get yourself a pink lemon tree because they taste good and they grow themselves. Interesting. But you don't have to submit yourself to torture. You don't have to, but sometimes you make a funny Demon Slayer video out of it. Giving a chance is also important. 1 chapter of Vinland Saga would absolutely not reveal what makes the story great. Slow burns are okay. Now 10 chapters deep and you're not at all? Sure, leave. I would even disagree with that. Like, I wasn't that into Vinland Saga for the entirety of the prologue. I can look back on the prologue and appreciate what it does, but I didn't get really into Vinland Saga until the Farmland arc. That was the big turning point for me. There's a Reddit post from him, lol. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I've been glad to see that Joseph Anderson has been coming back and making more videos. I kind of felt like he was just done. Like his Patreon disappeared. He hadn't uploaded anything in years, and then he uploaded Elden Ring and Liza P in the past couple of years. So I'm excited about that. I actually haven't watched either of those videos yet because I want to make my own video about FromSoft before I watch his Elden Ring video, and I want to play Liza P's first before I watch his Liza P video, but I'm excited. I'm glad to see he's making more videos because I love his work. I have read and watched JoJo. They're okay. What does the Vinland Saga anime leave a lot to be desired? I just don't feel like I have a strong reason to watch it over reading the manga. That's really all it is. It's not a bad anime at all. It's just it doesn't do much to elevate the experience. I do agree with giving it a chance, and surely it takes patience. Well, that's why I just try not to let my snap judgments or my immediate emotions color how I feel about something, you know? It's sometimes difficult to do that. But sometimes, you know, there are series that I have not been into from the first. Berserk. Again, I was not into the Black Swordsman arc. I didn't really understand what people liked about Berserk when I was reading the Black Swordsman arc. It wasn't until the Golden Age arc that I started to get it. If I had dropped Berserk because I didn't like the Black Swordsman arc, where the fuck would we be? You know, I wouldn't have made that video about it. I don't know if I'll read Hell's Paradise. I didn't read manga of Vinland Saga because I didn't know where to find it. It's available on Kindle. If it's available in your region, I don't know. I love Apothecary Diaries. The main is a very well-written girl. Aaron was bringing up Apothecary Diaries earlier. So, to finish out the year in terms of games, started playing some Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. We're still in the middle of that, but I'm really enjoying it. Dead Space, still in the middle of it, but really enjoying it. Had a great American Truck Simulator stream. God of War Ragnarok Valhalla has been excellent. I haven't played it since the stream, and I do want to finish it, but, you know, haven't played it. I played it all the way through yet. Video on how good or bad JJK win? Probably never. I don't have a strong interest in making a video about it. What do you think about the chapters after Kentaro? I think they're doing a pretty good job. I'm reserving judgment until we get further into it, but I've been pleased with what they've been doing. Vinland Saga is a special case too. I feel like the power fantasy of the intro being serviceable is what makes interrogating it later so powerful. Absolutely. I 100% agree. You need that prologue that's kind of weak for the later parts to be so powerful. Are there moments in anime that got worse when they got animated other than One Piece stuff? Because that's easy. Yeah, Vinland Saga is a great example. There's the scene in season 2 when Einar chokes Thorfinn. He doesn't choke him in the manga. He just like, there's implied that he wants to attack Thorfinn, but he doesn't. In the anime, he fucking chokes him, and it's so stupid because why wouldn't Thorfinn wake up? He's like a seasoned warrior. Why wouldn't he wake up when someone's fucking choking the life out of him? It's so stupid. Makes me really mad. Did you really get into Leon and the Lustrous because of a meme? Yes. Yes, I did. It was some meme about like the series that other people are into, and it was like Berserk Vinland Saga, and then like the series that I'm into, and it was Land of the Lustrous, and I was curious why they were into Land of the Lustrous over those other series. So I read it. I have not read Blood on the Tracks. We had another 24-hour stream, and this 24-hour stream was a lot of fun too. Played some Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Oh, yeah.
Dope.
YouTube viewers, since all
Played
you were
Up.
staying
We
for
played a lot of
24
Played
hours
Up, didn't
straight,
we? What did we play after Wonderlands? Was it Played Up? It was Played Up. Played a good amount of. We played a lot more Played Up than I realized. This is the first stream that Bill joined in for, which was fun. I do have a Discord. It's in the description
If
of
we
the
get
live
extra
stream.
money
Extra
per item
money?
delivered, then that would be a big help.
Oh, that's extra money. I
Played a ton of Played Up, and it was a lot of fun.
The guy said he.
Bill was a great addition to the 24-hour stream crew. I was really glad to have him along for the ride. I think he had a lot of fun too, which was great. Played Lethal Company for like 8 hours straight, which was excellent.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you're back. There are bees. Please be careful. They are in the ship. They're in the ship. They're in the ship.
I see. That's
It was so fun playing Lethal Company, and we played it for so long.
Air horn.
Had a debate about the auras in One Piece the other day. What's your stance? I think it's fucking stupid and I hate it. It doesn't need to be in One Piece. It doesn't elevate the experience at all. It just makes it look worse. What the fuck? Oh, I can definitely hear the ship horn. I thought you were talking about the air horn. Got my neck snapped.
There's a giant stomping around outside.
Lethal Company looks a lot like TF2. In what way? I think auras shouldn't be added to places the author didn't put them. While some thoughts it good because it visually helpful for the viewers. I disagree. I don't think it's kind of one of those things. When people tell me that the auras make it more visually interesting, my response is that there's a way to make it more visually interesting while utilizing what's actually in the manga. Aura is cheap. Aura is cheap and easy to do. There are better ways to do that.
You didn't, but
so Lethal Company was great. I apparently it like exhausted everybody else. By the time we were on to like Dark Tide and Power Wash, they were so tired and they were like so low energy. And meanwhile, I was still just like going full blast.
he's just acting like nothing's.
So I was sad that Lethal Company kind of killed the energy for some of the other for some of the other people in the stream, but like for me,
I'm sure we have. I'm talking about it.
yeah, I thought it was
Don't
great
Don't you know
playing
that
it
I
for
just
so
repeat
long.
myself constantly? That's how I make
No,
streams.
I'm not like
They should add red circles where we should look instead of auras, with arrows
criticizing you
too.
or anything.
I am.
The point at which you just bypass even enjoying a drink for its caffeine is too far.
And we casually just beat Risk of Rain.
I'm gonna head
like-
back up and I'll
like,
come
no
to you guys
problem.
as I can.
Yeah, this was a good. We had two really good strong 24-hour live streams. The 24-hour live streams over the past couple years have been really good. Like there have been a few 24-hour live streams in the past that were like not fantastic, but like the ones we've had in the past few years have been fantastic. The 24-hour live streams are just so much fun, and I love when you guys can join in for them. Lethal Company has been great. Vampire Survivors has been great. It's just been a good. Oh wow, this stream's been doing kind of well. What the fuck is that? It's almost my most viewed stream now. What the heck? What don't you think could have been a substitution for auras in the One Piece anime? I don't think there is a blanket solution for it. Like instead of auras, do this thing instead. I just think it's about adapting each individual scene. Each individual scene needs its own things, and I might get in trouble for showing this, but I use the example of the Paradise Totsuka in Togen Shirataki. The scene in One Piece, the Togen Shirataki scene, this is a fantastically well done scene in the anime that doesn't use any stupid fucking auras. The sound design is horrible. And there's this awkward shot where it looks like he's shooting a laser, but there's this fantastic shot that does an excellent job of illustrating what happened. No aura, nothing like that. I'm getting a phone call. It's a phone number that, hang on, let me answer. Okay, sorry. That was a phone call from the post office who lost another one of my packages. There's this great shot. You know, like that does an excellent job of showing what the fuck happened in that scene while staying true to what actually happened in the manga. It shows that he cut him with a sword. He didn't shoot the boar with the laser. He didn't start glowing and shoot through him like a goddamn shooting star. He cut the boar. And it does a fantastic job of showing what's going on. There's no aura needed. You don't need aura. You just need to adapt the scene in a way that is appropriate to what's going on. There's plenty of ways to make this stuff visually distinct. You just have to fucking do it instead of putting an aura on someone. And you know, this kind of does like the same thing that they try to do with like the freeze frame, right? Like you have plenty of time to see what's happening, but it's still plenty animated and plenty visually interesting. It's a great shot. So you don't need auras. You just don't. It's unnecessary. It's a cheap substitute. Goddamn again. So yes, they keep, and that's what I mentioned when I was on the phone just now. I told him like I don't want to give you guys a hard time, but this keeps happening. My packages keep getting lost and then found and delivered later. So if you can stop losing my packages, I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, the sound design on that scene is still awful. The sound design on that scene is still awful. The sound design is always awful, but it's animated really well. Any thoughts on Bleach? It's okay. I don't think that like adding aura is inherently a bad thing to do. There are times that it works, but generally speaking with Toei, it's used very cheaply. It doesn't really do anything. Favorite food? A hamburger. I love me a good hamburger. I'm actually super hungry right now. So, that was kind of the year. I appreciate you guys going through that with me. It's been a huge year for the channel. It's been a huge year for me. I started a new job, played a bunch of fun games, released a bunch of good videos, grew a ton. I'm so unbelievably thankful for 50,000 subscribers. 50,000 subscribers is awesome, and I super appreciate it. And I can't wait to make more great videos for you guys and keep growing the channel. You know, we got 50,000. Let's aim for 100,000. Let's keep growing. Let's keep doing great things. Played a lot of good games this year. Did a lot of great things. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you all have a fantastic 2024, and I hope you had a great 2023. And if you didn't, let's make 2024 awesome. And I just couldn't be happier. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me. I really appreciate everything I've been able to do this year. It feels so great to have such a community of people that is willing to listen to me scream about Demon Slayer for an hour. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for all the support I get from you guys. You guys are awesome. So happy for you. As Bill would say, we're just early, but it seems like the time is coming. Yeah, I mean, I joked at the beginning of the year that like this was my year, but it really ended up feeling like it was my year. Everything just kind of went well this year. I'm really hoping to have another great year next year. It would make me so goddamn happy to hit 100K this year. I don't think I'm going to have 5 times growth like I did this year. Holy crap, Matthew, with the $100 donation? What the fuck? Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. What an absolute legend. Thank you so much, Matthew. That's so kind of you. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see like the channel grow 5 times its size in a year again. That was a crazy thing to happen this year. And if it happened next year, that would be insane. But I personally just want to double the growth and hit 100K next year. That's my goal. So let's hope I can do that. Thank you, Matthew. That's awesome. So thank you all for joining me today, for looking back at the year. I think this is the first time I've ever done like a purely just chatting stream, which is kind of cool. More than worth it. Your videos have brought me great joy this year. Can't wait to see you blow up in 24. Well, I really appreciate that, Matthew. That's super kind of you. I hope you all have a fantastic new year. I hope your year was great. I've got some great ideas for things that I want to do next year, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So thank you so much for the support. Thank you for all you do for me. Thank you for watching the streams and watching the videos and being so supportive and being part of the community. You guys are awesome. Matthew, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great New Year's. And I'll see you in 2024. Appreciate you all. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.